stars aligned, would they shine some light on what we've now become? So helpless and all alone.
The sun is on.
Has come undone. How can
Malaysia.
we stand on this broken ground and think
Humid.
that nothing can be done? It's all falling apart. We're burning. Can't you see we're burning? It falls away every single day. We are souls. When things get hard, we all fall apart. What we expect to save mistakes. Is this the end of everything that we've ever loved? Where do we go from here? How can we start again?
Got 28, I
So
think.
much to lose, I can't believe why nothing has been done. And time is running out.
Oh, really? Not on the launch yet? Shit. Big dumber. Jeez. Oh, American from that Monroe got a Chris Monroe set up, hasn't he? You bastard. Yeah, message me. Oh, mate. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Such a Good evening, viewers. Just gone to the wrong thing. Good evening, viewers. Here we go. We are here. Happy Father's Day to all the daddies out there, all the budding fathers-to-be as well. We're back for another round of V8 Supercars here at AK Racing. This time we are at Sepang for round 5. And as always, I'm joined by the man who looks like he's just come back from holidays in Southeast Asia, or maybe he has. Our good mate Zach O'Reilly. How are you, friend?
Good, mate. How are you?
Yes, not bad. Not bad.
That's good. Evening to all our viewers out there in YouTube land. We are live from Malaysia, and it's bloody hot here. 32 degrees and more. Well, I reckon there's more moisture here than a sauna on a 48-degree day with the steam turned right up. It is incredible. Oh. And we are dressed appropriately because have a look at us. We've got the necklaces on. We've got the sunnies on. We've got a live catering department behind us. You probably hear it too because Gordon Ramsay has decided to come in to Sensational TV and watch his mate, the chef, on stream, but also cook up a meal behind us. So if you hear clicking and clanging, we're going to have caviar and a bit of bivalve mollusk and some Moreton Bay bugs cooked our way here tonight. Chris, I'm excited.
Yeah, plenty of seafood happening here in the Sensational studio. So yeah, absolutely looking forward to that. What else we're looking forward to tonight? An absolutely cracking night of racing coming up. We've got a full grid at the moment, packed to the rafters here at Malaysia. So the guys are out there just on track at the moment, as you can see, just circulating around, getting the final touches done on the setups. And maybe we can go through a few standings from last round and see who is on top. We're in the driver standings here. Let me just fix that up because there's some little cars getting in the front of that. That is no good. But there we go. We've got Alex McEwen out on top still with 615 points. Behind him is Nick Mello, his teammate in Project 4 Garage there on 568, followed by Cotter, Pierce, Garrick, Claypole, Grant, Marshall, Elliott, Fitness, rounding out your top 10, ladies and gentlemen. Then after that, we've got Marston Ferguson, the junior of the Fergusons there in 12th position. Dylan Barton, Hayden Cook, Schmel, Jesse Marshall, Clayton Pine, Adam Betts, McFadden and Nielsen make out your top 20, ladies and gents. And there's still another page to come. Let's see if we can get that one up. Here we go here. The elder statesman of the Fergusons there in 21st position, Zach O'Reilly. I think everyone at home can use their eyes for the rest of this list because there's quite a few to mention.
Absolutely. It's a cracking championship, ladies and gentlemen. It's tight everywhere. And I reckon some Greeks out there will be thinking, oh, gee, I reckon I've got to run for the money on how tight we are here at the moment in the points and the financial department. But Chris Munro, we're having a good crack at what we're seeing for a championship battle. We are halfway through the season, ladies and gentlemen, and it's not over. Never over. Matt Cotter is on a charge, and so is Brandon Pierce too. I know he's on 440 points, but that is going to be incredible. And we've seen Brandon Pierce set some excellent lap times here in the practice server, and you're going to be watching out for the racing tonight. We have got a blitz of races coming your way, but we'll get to that soon. 30 odd cars on the grid. Where do you find it? Sunday night, Sensational TV. That's where, at AK Racing. I'm excited, Chris Munro. Let's get into it, I reckon.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go racing, everyone. And it's as hot as a $20 Vindaloo here at Sepang International Circuit in the heart of Malaysia here, round 5 for the 8K Racing V8 Supercars Championship. 5.5 Ks around this big GP circuit. That's going to certainly test our drivers tonight with 15 turns coming up at them, fast as you would like. 17-minute qualifying session tonight, a little bit longer, so the pressure valve just a little bit open there for these guys to get their eyes in. But the races are short and sweet. We've got a 7-lap super sprint coming up, no pit mandatory. So, starting on the Super Soft compound and staying there all race. Race 2 is our main race of the evening, 21 laps with a mandatory pit and a mandatory compound change for these drivers to keep them guessing. Race 3 is a 14-lap sprint with no pit, and that's a top 12 reverse grid from race 2. The fastest in practice this week was Clayton Pine with a 2:02.1, but I'm pretty sure one of these commentators in here might have eclipsed that at some point in the week as well, Zach O'Reilly.
I don't want to toot my own horn, but yeah, 2:02.1 dead, so not
There we
much
go.
between myself and Clayton Pine, but still got it, and we're on like Donkey Kong tonight. We're going to see some dark horses come through the field, Chris Munro. Practice is now over, and the standings are really tight. Doesn't matter where you look on the timing towers there. We're going to see some belters, and I've heard some dark horse advice, Chris Munro. The more fuel you've got on, the better you are going to go around here, and it's going to be cutting quicker laps. So very interesting with some right-hand curvatures, left-hand sweepers, you name it. Sepang is an incredible place to go racing, and if anything from the Friday night sprints we saw, we didn't see it, but our fellow racers did. They said it was switchbacks, undercuts, overtakes, whatever you want. So look out. It's going to be exciting for tonight, that's for sure.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Taylor Simmons can eat his own words, mate. I do have the tyres effects enabled, I'm pretty sure. So we can see all of that good stuff on our side of the TV. But yeah, certainly some good racing coming up. Just in a short moment, I think the drivers are just getting ready to attend their briefing, I'm pretty sure, Zach O'Reilly. So once we get into that, we'll have a little bit of a break and let the viewers at home get charged up with whatever they're drinking tonight. What could be the drinks of choice, Zach?
Mate, look, we're in Malaysia, so
Yeah, okay.
let's stick to the cold stuff. None of this mulled wine nonsense we have down here in Australia. And I reckon we'll be on the champers. There'll be some beers going around. There'll be sparkling water like you'll never believe. And keep hydrated, all your viewers out there, because 32 degrees with 98% humidity, it's going to be stuffy, that's for sure. So without further ado, I reckon we'll get cracking into the briefing. I'm going to go and run down to the grid, get into the briefing room, and get those guys all up to speed. And we'll be back here at Sensational TV for the race one. Sprint, 7 laps coming our way shortly.
Yeah. We might even go to qualifying first, Zach. What do you think about that? Well,
if you want.
Yeah, we could do that. We should just set the grid as a random start one day and just skip qualifying altogether. But we'll be back with qualifying just a few moments, ladies and gentlemen.
I focused on the little things. Falling back, filled in space, behind my heart and I change my face. I just wanna feel anything. Feel like I've tried everything. I just want to do anything. My God, this can't be everything. Spread me. Spread me. Spread me. Medicate. Subjugate. Intimidate. You're all left to waste. No chance. No chance. No chance. No chance. Medicate. Subjugate. Intimidate. You're all left to waste. A prison, a poison, a brand-left poison, wood-hard iron person, entrapped in a hand entwined within barbed wire. All the lies burning their fire. Set down the sheep now. Solution to this confusion. Take down, reality breaks down, hallucination, falsified station. Break it down now. A prison, a poison, a brand-left poison, wood-hard iron. Spread me. Spread me. Spread me. Medicate. Subjugate. Intimidate. You're all left to waste. A prison, a poison, a brand-left poison.
We're back, ladies and gentlemen, and as you can see, we're just getting into the server as we speak. These guys have had their briefing. They are all revved up and ready to go. What do we expect to see tonight? Who's the man to beat? Is Alex McEwen going to just run away with his championship here tonight? Or is one of these dark horses going to come and knock him off his throne? Who knows, Zach?
Well, look, we haven't seen anyone stand out in terms of just deliberate pace. It's been very quick. Alex McEwen has been quick, mind you. Don't you worry about that. But everyone else behind is within a couple of tenths of each other. So unless Alex McEwen stuffs it up and he gallops away, I reckon that's all done and dusted for tonight if he doesn't make one mistake. But the battle pack behind, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, holy mackerel, that's going to be exciting. I cannot wait for that battle to see what happens here with a 7-lap sprint coming our way after qualifying, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it all looks pretty close there on paper in the practice server as well, in that sort of mid-packed and maybe just pretty much sixth down. It's spicy as only a few tenths between all of these guys, so there'll certainly be battles aplenty there in the mid-pack for everyone to enjoy at home. Yell out at home if you got any of your friends or if your dad's racing. A happy Father's Day to any of those guys, or if your son's racing or your family members, shout them out so we know who you are on the stream. We've got Ronald Marshall there, the team owner for MBR, and he's always in the chat looking good to go from MBR, he says. So hopefully they are rip-roaring and ready, because it's I think that's 17 minutes now. These boys can get moving if they wish. I think they're waiting for a green light from the race director, but it should be time to go now. Yep, there we go.
No, looks like we're getting kicked, ladies and gentlemen. It's not looking good on the server. Doing fantastic things as per usual is the Sensational TV van, just sitting there pretty, but no one else is going out. Oh, we've got some cars on track, and the race director has not killed the session as of yet. but we've only got 4 or 5 people sitting in there, so I think we're going to have to restart this one.
Yeah, looks that way. We've got Clayton Pine doing some drifties there. So race director will be on the comms there to sort out the server issues. Let's hope maybe just a quick reset of the server should sort it out. Let's see what we can do there. Zach, you can just restart it. That'd be great.
I have done so. We are off and racing.
We're off to the races, ladies and gentlemen. So get your predictions in. Who is going to take out this pole position, ladies and gents? It's been a pretty busy little server during the week. We've had Clayton Pine set the tone really for most of it. So I wonder if we can see Clayton Pine off pole position today.
Wow. That'd be bloody fantastic because he is the one lap master, Chris. And we just don't know what happens to him in the race sometimes. I think his brain turns into a pine cone and just can't get the racing going on. I'm not sure. No offense to him, but he is quick, ladies and gentlemen. He just needs to get it all pinned together and on song. And we'll see him somewhere up the grid as well, I'm sure. But Alex McEwen is he is the benchmark at the moment. So we're going to see where he can put it in qualifying. Fabian Fitness, Brandon Pierce, also a couple of dark horses for qualifying coming your way too, ladies and gentlemen. So get your predictions in, see what is going on, and we'll go forwards from there.
Yeah, it looks like it might have worked now. Everyone is in the server. Andrew Ferguson back there doing some little 11sies off the line. So we've got about 40 seconds, so we might go down trackside. The viewers have had enough of looking at our faces, I'm sure. So let's get some trackside action here. As you can see, ladies and gentlemen, 17 minutes and 30 seconds to go in this session. Andrew Ferguson has left the server and his car is just travelling. Oh no, everyone's been kicked again.
No.
This is worrying to say the least. Ladies and gents, we'll go back to our faces. I'm very sorry about this. The server is having an absolute shit. Maybe I'll just have a look at it from my end, and we'll see if there's anything that can be done here. Bear with us.
It's our classic real penalty app through Assetto Corsa, ladies and gentlemen, causing these crashes. So without further ado, we're just going to have to cancel that one and get rid of it because it's done it twice in a row to us, and it loves to play with our mental stability here in the comm box. That's for sure. Chris Munro going absolutely mental there. You can see his brain ticking along at 400 miles an hour. He's just getting it all configured here. But I reckon tonight, as we see it happen, it could be nights of a rate of attrition. We'll see what happens. And I think Alex McEwen, Brandon Pierce, Fabian Fitness, Andrew Ferguson, Stephen Marsden as well too, maybe come through for the chockies in one of the races here. But we've got 3 coming your way. But before that, we've got this qualifying session to go, and hope to goodness gracious me it actually works. We'll see what's happening. We are loading in.
We're giving it one more chance before we shit can RP. And for some reason, it's never done this in qualifying before, so very strange indeed. But as you know, ladies and gentlemen, with the Assetto Corsa these days, there's so many apps running, anything can happen. And it usually has happened lately. Geez, it's been a pain in the ass to tell you the truth. So, Fabian says he's stuck in the pit box this time. No, that was hopefully last time.
That was last time. We're watching people load in, ladies and gentlemen, as they come in, and I cannot see anything that represented the errors we had before. So I think we're on the same level playing field here. Everyone's going to have a good crack tonight.
Yeah, it looks like.
And I reckon we're going to be qualifying in just under 54 seconds. See if everyone can get out of their pit boxes. Looks like we're lining up here. Oh, no, we've got some people disappearing in the background. Let's see if that is stable or not. We've got 18, 19, 20-odd cars here, Lineston. I think we're on.
Looks pretty good to me. Everyone's sitting there in the pit lane and not leaving the server. So that is positive. Ladies and gents, as you can see, everyone lined up there at the pit exit. And we'll join them down on circuit now. Who's the first man in line? That is Brandon Pierce. Behind him, Clayton Pine. So that's good. You'll see, probably see Piney actually pushing Pierce around the circuit as fast as he can. just to try and get out there and get that clear air, because I'll tell you what, the having a bit of clear air in front of you is worth its weight in gold when it comes to qualifying. So here we go. That is green, green, green. We've got the OSRW happening there, and the first man out on track is actually Andre Elliott. He has absolutely skipped the queue there and gone through everyone, but he's come out on top, so he will lead the outlap here for everyone in Sundry. I'm going to say that. Jeez, the Zach-isms are starting to creep in to my vocabulary as we'll watch these cars come streaming down to turn 3 and 4 the first time around. And there's a few guys getting stuck in here, a bit of racing on the outlap. That's always good to see, Zach.
Oh, always good to see. Just don't do it in the qualifying. Just keep it simple, boys. But we're looking at a bit of Michael Schumacher, Fernando Alonso-esque sort of battling here. Pearso is just giving the big hurry up here to Andre Elliott at the moment, and so is Claypole behind them as well. The two Monster Energy Falcons looking very racy here this weekend, and don't count out Alex McEwen in the special livery. This is Project 4 Racing, ladies and gentlemen. They've got a new livery out there at the moment on their VF Commodore, and it's looking pretty good for the Farmers Union fanboys there. Yeah,
very nice to see. A little update, livery update, should I say, for the Project 4 boys. They've gone back to the old sort of style they won the championship with last season, and both cars sporting the light-coloured look as well. So very, very good and very fresh out there as well. And those guys are absolutely powered by Farmers Union Iced Coffee. Still waiting for a check in the mail for all the free advertising they get.
Absolutely, and so are we here. We are broadcasting it and telling them everything. We need some chocolate milk and coffee to keep us going here. Our servers in the background are just coughing all over our food. Hopefully, we don't get a couple of infected, I would say, meals served to us tonight. Gordon Ramsay will be all over it, I'm sure. So we'll look out for him, because the man, Mr. Hayden Cook, is in ninth at the moment. On the position board, and Gordon is watching with a close eye. So a massive, massive challenge here for the chef tonight, because his one and only true idol is at Sepang cooking up a storm. Hopefully his compatriot can cook up a storm on track and produce some top 10 results, Chris Munro.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see Brandon Pearce tipping it into turn 1 for the very first time here on his hot lap. Managed to get around Andre Elliott there in the closing stages of that last one through turn 2 and around this very long turn 3, where it's just foot to the floor, and try to manage those outside left tyres, because they will be heated up big time around this circuit. Looking for the 100-metre board, turning in nicely uphill and sort of off camber a little bit, but not one of the more difficult turns on this track, because there's plenty of those to come. A long left-hander here as well, so very good for downforce in these for this circuit. But I tell you what, these V8 supercars have very little to do in the way of downforce, and geez, Pearso getting pretty wide outside of this one. This is a nice little technical part where you just want to run it wide, use this as a bit of a double apex. Hits both of those very nicely, does Brandon Pearce as well, shooting it down to the biggest braking zone here, or one of them. It's a left-hand sort of uphill hairpin. Very deceptive, that one. You can get on the power a bit more than you realise, thanks to that uphill trajectory. And now into the third sector of this circuit, you can take a fair bit of liberty with that inside curbing, as we saw there with Brandon Pearce, nearly a whole car length off the circuit. Runs it right out wide, and here you want to be braking in a straight line while you're sort of thinking about turning in for this third last turn. Geez, he just couldn't get anywhere near the apex on that one. That has cost him about 4 or 5 tenths, I'd say, in the grand scheme of this lap. Now it's only one more turn to go. It's a big, long straight, Herman Tilke style. He loves a straight and a hairpin, then another straight. I'm not sure if he designed this track or not, but it looks like it. Here he comes into the final turn now, getting it in nicely into the apex, and scoots his way down the pit straight here, getting a little bit squirrely on the exit as well. That will be a 2:03.5, so not too bad to open up the account. 2:03.4. Claypole, look at the times come scooping in. There's McEwen to the top. There's Mello eclipsing him as well, and he's beaten Brandon Pearce by about a second.
Yeah, that second last corner, the double right-hander, is very important. He would have lost it nearly a second there, I reckon, Chris, in the grand scheme of things with that sort of error. As soon as you get onto that ripple strip, you're done. Nick Mello on top at 2:02.578. Alex McEwen right behind him, only a cigarette paper between those two. 2:02.657. Clayton Pine, our man, or we just spoke about, the one-lap master, in third already as a good banker for these guys. They're only 4/10 off, Chris, where they should be in the grand scheme of things on the practice server in the pace department. This is incredible pace here for lap 1 of qualifying, and with only 12 minutes to go, they've only got about 6 left before the checkered flag is waved, and all these gentlemen here on the circuit know when to get a banker lap in and make sure they can improve, because those delta times will be showing on their screens every time they circulate around here, and they'll be knowing where they can make up time, where they can gain some, where they've lost some, and that'll give them some confidence with the 2-minute plus lap around here in Malaysia. And in perspective, ladies and gentlemen, the Formula One cars are about 22 seconds a lap quicker around this circuit in the V8 Supercars. It is just incredible what downforce does, and blitzing speed here, but this is a different beast here in the V8 Supercars, so we'll be watching for some technical battles and some also up and under sort of moves, switchbacks, you name it. It's all going to happen here in the races coming our way.
It sure is, Zach O'Reilly, and I tell you what, we could call them the V8 Super Slugs, when they're about 20-odd seconds behind the peak of the pinnacle of motorsport. Gee whiz, 22 seconds. That's an absolute daytime. Well, 24 hours on race terms. Gee whiz, get my words out. It's already begun, ladies and gentlemen. We're only 10 minutes into the broadcast here. 10 minutes left. There's Matt Cotter off the circuit, ladies and gents. So that's unusual for him. We see him down there. He's in 13th position at the moment. He's just sort of weaving to get out of the way of Scott Garrick there, coming down the one of the straights, the second last straight, I believe. He's probably just trying to look for a little bit of clear air. But there goes James Claypole up into 6th position. Hayden Cook up into 12th. Claypole leaving the server. He might have found that's quicker to go out and come back in. We'll check on the new boy. Here he is, the number 3, Matt Munro, here in the, that's a pretty familiar livery there, Zach. Only it's a bit orange this time. So he's got the bright orange Seagull livery, sporting the ex-championship winning livery from a few seasons ago. So hopefully that gives him a couple of tenths in the pace department. He goes across the line for a 2:05.6. He's going to want to improve on that if he wants to get anywhere near the top 10 of this field, because it is some hot pace tonight.
Rustier than a box of nails sitting in the Dead Sea, Chris Munro. He's Matt Munro at the moment, but don't worry about him. He'll find his pace throughout the rest of the season, and he'll be up there for sure. He's just got to keep the boost levels down in the steering wheel department, because these cars require very, very smooth inputs, braking, throttle tracing, you name it. But he'll be up there, and yes, sponsoring Sega as well, and in tribute to his older and quicker brother, arguably, in the orange Sega livery tonight. We'll look out for that. He stands out on track if he's in your rear vision mirrors, that's for sure. Can't go past that sort of livery. That's in the grand scheme of things. But I'll tell you what, Chris, look at the top 10. We've got 203s galore from 5th to 9th. There is nothing between them. From 4th all the way down to 1st, there is only 0.4 of a second over a massive 5.5 kilometre track, Chris. That is sensational pace from everyone in Sundry. These guys need to keep it on the ball and on fire, because that sort of gapping, it's very, very close. Only a minute cigarette paper of a different sort of line is making these guys between 2 or 3 tenths quicker or slower. Yeah, absolutely. You can see only a few tenths covering the top 4 there at the moment. Stephen Marsden knocking on the door of a 2:02 as well. He's just come into the pits for some new boots as well. James Claypole was, I'm pretty sure he was in the 2:02s in practice as well. So a few of these guys looking to improve. Andre Elliott jumping up to 11th now with a 2:04.9. Who's out there on track we can have a look at? Fabian Fitness. He was pretty quick last weekend, or last time around here at Bathurst. So we're looking towards the Monster Energy Falcon for some pace here, but he's just, he's just overdone it there. So we focused in on Fabian at the wrong time there, ladies and gents. So hopefully he can improve on that 2:03.5. Geez, how's that? You're doing a 2:03.5 and you're sitting in 8th position so far. The pace is hot here, ladies and gents. Well, poor old Fabian Fitness came in and said to the race directors, he goes, sorry, I'm as hungover as a pisshead on a Monday night after me 12th shot of vodka. And he had a big night on the hit and miss the other night. So Fabian Fitness a bit underdone here, so it's probably explaining the pace, Chris. Yeah. Let's be real. But it's 2:03.5, as you said. Imagine that you're sitting in 8th It's just amazing what these guys can do around Sepang Circuit at the moment. Harley Marshall's in the top 10. So Ron's going to be happy in the chat as well. Brian's cousin in the top 10 as well with 2:04.6. So a little bit off the pace, but still doesn't matter what the pace is. The positional matters. And Brian's cousin right now is a millionaire, and he will want to be further up the field tonight because his cousin in Brian. We're talking about Jason McFadden for all the viewers at home. Brian gives him $1 million for every position inside the top 10 in any session. So we'll probably be asking for Jason McFadden for some sponsorship at the end of the year, a couple of mil just cheeky out of the pocket, because he at the moment would probably be in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Yeah, it certainly would be. He's racking up the cash lately, and I think in the last times in Wednesday Cup, he took a pole position as well. So he's coming into some good form at the right time of the year. We're starting to get down to the second half of this season, so it's a good time to get that pace underneath your belt. It doesn't really matter how you start, but it's how you finish, they say. So we'll see how these guys can finish tonight.
Well, look out. If you're going to finish, you're going to finish on pole position. There's another pun for you. You're going to string your imagination wild there too. But Alex McEwen is still there. He is sitting 6 minutes to go, so only about 3 and a bit laps left for all our competitors out there to get a lap in and hopefully pip Alex McEwen. He's good 2.5 tenths quicker than his teammate Nick Mallow, our championship winner from last season, sitting in second place. Brandon Pierce a 2:02.6, Clayton Piner 2:02.7. He's about 6 tenths off where he should be, the pine cone. And Stephen Marsden banging on the door of a 2:02 at the moment. Chris sitting pretty in fifth. It's going to be on like Donkey Kong for everyone beyond that, because I'll tell you what, with a 7-lap sprint coming our way in just about 8 minutes' time, by the time we get the server up, ladies and gentlemen, if you are not there, you are not going to be there at the end, I guarantee you, barring some sort of disaster at turn 1.
Yeah, well, and it's got one of those tracks. It's a bit of a fish hook there into turn 1 and 2. So drivers going to really have to be on the ball to give enough room to sort of navigate through that little first section of the track when it's going to be bunched up. The field will be all up each other's asses. It'll be human centipede style going into turn 2 and 3. So hopefully the boys have their wits about them and they can keep clean through there. But I tell you what, if they don't, the guys behind in the sort of mid-pack and lower midfield, if they can just sort of navigate their way through a little bit of carnage, they could just make up maybe 10 or 15 positions just like that. And I've just been notified in the chat that the Malaysian Marvel is not here to represent his country at his home circuit.
Joking.
Oh, it's absolute, what a disaster there for the Malaysian Marvel.
Mate, he can race, this boy. He knows this track blindfolded, I've been told, and even hands tied behind his back. He can steer it with his ankles, and he's just not here at the moment. So unfortunate for Mr. Sarif to not be here at his home track, but we'll see him next round. Don't you worry about that. And just a thing about this, Chris, too. Poor old Nick Mallow had some wheel issues, some technical issues with his steering wheel prior to this round, and I hope he's got those ironed out at the moment. Doesn't look too bad, but there could be something happening to Nick Mallow. I don't want to commentator curse him already, but there is. We've got to add some excitement, ladies and gentlemen, and some what-ifs. And I'll tell you what, the biggest what-if would be if James Claypole and his teammate, Brandon Pierce, can take out the Project 4 guys fairly and squarely, mind you, here for the 7-lap sprint tonight and get themselves into P1 and 2 for race 2 coming our way.
Yeah, they'll be certainly wanting for that outcome to happen. But I'll tell you what, it'd be hard to go past them at the moment because Project 4 are currently occupying the front row of the grid, provisionally, mind you. There's still a few more tenths in it, as we've seen in the practice server during the week. I think it was a 2:02.1, so any of these guys probably capable of ripping one of them out. They just need a bit of clear air and a perfect lap. But it's easier said than done, Zach O'Reilly, as these guys are all just pushing these cars to the absolute very limit here with 2 minutes and 56 seconds to go. The sweat is starting to pour out of these guys too, I'd imagine, because if you're not finished your lap now, this will be probably your last go once you head past the start-finish line now. So Matt Cotter just finally moving himself up into 12th position for Matt Cotter. Gee whiz, he must be absolutely underdone this week on the practice department, but I'm sure we'll see him hitting his strides as the evening progresses. Who else is down here that's out of position as well? Andrew Ferguson down here in 22nd position. Gee whiz, the FUC M Racing Garage probably not doing as much setup work as what is required here to be up in the top 10.
Well, Stephen Marsden's just proving them wrong, actually, Chris Murray. The theory's out the window. He's in 6th, and Andrew Ferguson just doubles his position and finds himself in 13th. So a big jump for Fergo there. I know that he is a man of his word, and he said to me he will have a good battle tonight in the top 10. So look out, ladies and gentlemen, and viewers out there as well, for all of the third master's skills and passing talents coming our way. He'll plough his way through the field, I'm sure, unless I eat my words. I hope he lives up to my expectation here, is Andrew Ferguson. These Volvo boys, again, have been sipping high teas, but a couple of missing characters during the week has turned it on their head at the moment. Been too focused on building turbo cars in real life and putting headers on and extractors, you name it. It's all there, so maybe we're going to see some sort of a different Volvo field tonight. Hopefully 5-line astern, Chris, so we've got a Volvo human centipede coming your way, and they will be loving that at the moment. They will be talking.
I think they do that for fun on the weekend, Zach O'Reilly. These boys in the Volvo department here in the AK Discord absolutely love it. It's like their own little club. It's very cute to see as well. All the girlfriends of all the Volvo drivers are certainly very jealous of the time they spend in that Discord. But here is Brandon Pierce. He's just muscled his way up to the front row of the grid with the 2:02.4, and he's on a bit of a bad lap at the moment, so he's not going to improve unless he can get around the circuit here and across the line in the next 38 seconds, which he's not going to do, ladies and gentlemen. So this is his last lap, done and dusted. Alex McEwen as well. He's on his final lap and he may not improve. He's about 8/10 down. So it's up to Nick Mello. We'll see how he's looking as well. He's on his second outlap and he's about 2/10 down in the first sector. So no improvement there from him. How's Marsden looking as well? He's about a second off his PB. Is anyone going to improve? Scotty Garrick's made his way up into the top 6. So he'll be absolutely cheering about that for the AC karting entry. Here goes Ferguson up into 7th position. Bang!
Bang!
He says.
Absolute ripper drive there from Andrew Ferguson. He's proving me right here, ladies and gentlemen. He's found his strides right at the point of knot. The open neck trousers of the Ferguson household are coming into play, and I reckon Mrs. Ferguson's in for a hot treat if that trend continues tonight. The Fergo household could be on like Donkey Kong here in Queensland. But Scotty Garrick is only a bee stick away from his PB here at the moment. He is neck and neck on. So if he can muster himself to get a better exit on the last corner here, I reckon we're going to see Scotty Garrick maybe jump up a couple of spots here. Oh, maybe not. He's right on the limit. So he's going to stick in 6 unless he can find 3 and a bit tenths. He is done and dusted. But the checker flag is out, and we look like we're done here for the top 5. Scotty Garrick's pulled out at the last second, as he always does. He tells me Ryan's cousin is not there as well. Matt Cotter is 10th up, ladies and gentlemen. But he's ran wide. He's on the grass. He's on the bund up. He's out. And I think that could be done and dusted here for qualifying. Everyone's peeling into the pits. And that could be our grid, Christopher.
Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy Parr crossing the line now for a non-improvement. So he'll start 19th. Matt Cotter crossing the line as well. Does not improve. Gee whiz. It's... Oh, no, he does. He's got himself up. No. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll take that back. People leaving the server early means it's impossible to tell for the actual timing tower. So we'll go back to the pits and get a definite of the finishing positions. Alex McEwen takes pole position here at Sepang with Brandon Pierce joining him on the front row. Nick Mello there in third with Clayton Pine off the second row. Claypole and Marsden will occupy the third row with Scotty Garrick and Andrew Ferguson in the fourth row. Good showing there from the FUCM boys. They were absolutely, well, at least Ferguson was absolutely nowhere with about 5 minutes to go in that session. Jack Ferguson just getting pipped by his old man on Father's Day. Here for ninth position with Fabian Fitness taking out the top 10. Marshall, McFadden, Cotter, Grant, Elliott, Nielsen, Handley, Cook, Schmel and Matt Munro take out your top 20.
Yeah, very, very good. Top 20, that is. We've got Rick Banachek, the Bananarama, 21st. Bill Kosmarikis, the 10K man, in 22nd. Shawnee Mitchell, 23rd. Jesse Marshall, 24th. The windscreen, Ian O'Brien in 25th. Good to see him back as well. Braden Moore, the debutant for tonight at Sepang. It's his first go at the track, and he's looking pretty racy there too. Him and Jim Parker are going to have a battle, and that is your grid, ladies and gentlemen, because everyone else behind is their race director, myself, and the very attractive Chris Munro there on the grid. So we've got 27 cars coming your way for race 1. And it's a 7-lap sprint, ladies and gentlemen. Get excited. Let's go, says Fabian Fitness in the chat as well. So he's keen to get ready and firing here. So go and refill those condiments. Get the wine glasses, get the beer glasses full in the stands. Go and grab a seat in the grandstand or wherever you want at the Sepang GP circuit, because we'll be back here for Sensational TV for race 1 out of 3 tonight, coming your way in just a hot second.
Morning comes. Well, that's our hands when the morning comes. Well, that's our hands in the morning.
We're speaking cliches and platitudes. Bury what's left in my heart in your backyard.
Set it off! The burning bridges like an addict with a sign of my next fix!
And I'm feeling hopeless, lost all my focus. So watch my smile fade while
You walk all over me! No postcard, just say farewell! No remorse, no not at all! No grace for someone like me!
We're speaking cliches and platitudes. It's never too soon, but it all still rings around. To force on another wound. You said we figure it out, 'cause there's really nothing left to talk about. Just like the spark we gone in the dark. Bury what's left in my heart in your backyard.
You always had such a way with words, such a way with people, I can tell you how much it really hurts. We seem to forget these things and wake up and repeat these
The
things.
smoke and the mirrors, the lies from the start. Defeating resentment that let us go dark.
You did it again through paper and pen, and now on the bridge saying I'll never see you again.
There's something more to this, and I'll be damned if it's the second fucking time I miss it. And I'll be damned if I let you crucify me. We're speaking cliches and platitudes. It's never too soon, but it all still rings around. To force on another wound. You said we figure it out, 'cause there's really nothing left.
So if you wanna find the one that you must love, who's appealing all the time. But if you wanna find the one who loves you, well, turn around. You better just find them. If you got a problem, I can make it too. That's something I can do for you. That's something I can do for you. That's something I can do. That's something I can do. That's something I can do for you. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's something I can do. Yeah. 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 It's something I can do. Yeah.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're back on track, but we're having again another server issue. We've just we're furiously trying to resolve the issue behind the scenes. We are just waiting on a few of these drivers. Yeah, see, now they are getting kicked out again. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. We will be pulling the plug on a real penalty from for the rest of this race weekend. Bear with me for just another 2 minutes while we get this issue sorted. We will be back, we promise, with some racing just after this little technical difficulty. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We apologise for the technical difficulties that seem to plague this server lately. I don't know what we've done. I think Zach O'Reilly's run over a Chinaman somewhere in the last month in the barge. And 7 years bad luck has fallen on us here at AK Racing. But I think it looks to be hopefully sorted. I think I'm just going to knock on the wood there, and let's hopefully we can get through this this session without any more issues.
Yeah, I just knocked on Chris's head because that's all it's full of is a bloody piece of wood. No brain under the brain of Chris Munro there. His brother's got more intelligence than him, but we'll keep it there, ladies and gentlemen. I've not run over anyone of a different racial preference in the last couple of months. It's just Real Penalty doing its own thing. And speaking of doing their own thing tonight, look, is Alex McEwen going to do? What is he going to do? Is he going to do his own thing, or is Mr. Pearce just going to pierce his way through and penetrate Alex McEwen's first position there and maybe get in front, take the chockies and come home with a rate of knots and a big white steaming cloud of donuts at the end of it over Alex McEwen? Or are we going to see some dark horses behind here? Because our grid, ladies and gentlemen, is looking very, very spicy at the moment. We'll run through it now if we want to. Alex McEwen is your man off pole position. Brandon Pearce in second position. Nick Mello and Clayton Pine dominate the second half of the row. James Claypole and Stephen Marsden off the third. Scotty Garrick, Andrew Ferguson off the fourth. Then the younger Fergo and Fabian Fitness dominate the fifth row. Harley Marshall, Jason McFadden next to each other. Matt Cotter, disappointing qualifying for him. He'll be shocked at that positional change there. Struggling in the ZB at the moment. Lachlan Grant next to him in a VF Commodore. Andre Elliott and Ryan Nielsen next to each other as well. Dean Hanley, Hayden Cook, Brandon Schmill, all the three of the Volvo drivers in the backpack are sitting there, and then the arguably pace differential Matt Munro in 20th place here with Banana Rama behind him, Bill Cosmarica, Shawnee Mitchell, Jesse Marshall, Ian O'Brien, Braden Moore, and Jimmy Park round out the field here for race 1, 7-lap sprint. Super softs only, Chris Munro. This is going to be incredible.
It's going to be spicy, that's for sure. When you see the lap counts get nice and short, I think tempers start to flare a little bit, and everyone gets a little bit desperate in the first sort of few turns of a super sprint race. So hold on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen. Anything could happen here. We're about 50 seconds away from a race start currently, and I can hear the drivers just starting to get their revs sorted, so they know exactly where the bite point of that clutch is, so they can get that going. Gee whiz, 30 seconds to go. What's going to happen? We've got, because Real Penalty is off, we've got drivers without radars, and hopefully they know where to find that in the sidebar.
Goodness.
Gee whiz. So, yeah, anything's going to happen here, ladies and gents. Just, it'll be a race of all the ages. But here we go. It's about 15 seconds, so we're going to get some lights up on the screen. As you can see, the drivers are starting to rev up their engines. Those V8s are warming up to charge down to race to turn one, should I say. 3 seconds to go. Let's get a better vantage point. They are racing here finally at Sepang, and Alex McEwen gets a pretty good start, although it be in a puff of smoke. Brandon Pearce is going to try and challenge him up the inside. A little bit of a play there. 3 drivers getting a bit of a slipstream. Clayton Pine, Nick Mello knocking in behind. Stephen Marsden looking around the outside, but Nick Mello will lead. There's contact there. There's contact. And there goes Clayton Pine up into the lead with James Claypole. Pearce is going to have to slot back into 4th position because he will have to redress that to Alex McEwen because he was the one that caused that issue. But look at these cars now streaming down the back straight. Oh, my goodness me. Look at that. That's Alex McEwen back there in 3rd. Swapping positions down here. Matt Cotter is up the inside there of Stephen Marsden, who's found his way back down the field behind his teammate as well. So him and Cotter are going side by side now as well. Jason McFadden back there. Matt Munro chiming in around the outside of Lockie Grant. Those guys are just going to slot in with Nielsen behind him. Bill the 10K man, Cosmarikas, is back here in 21st. But for the most part, Zach O'Reilly, they've made it around that first part of the track relatively unscathed. A little bit of pushing and shoving, but nothing to cry about.
Nothing to cry about there unless you are poor old Dean Hanley. He got absolutely punted there by his teammate and found himself around nearly right angles to the circuit after turn 4. So it's very, very shameful stuff. But I'll tell you what, the man who wants to be out in front, the hot lap expert himself, Clayton Pine, has just got to get his head into hot lapping mode because that is where he is. There is nothing in front of him, and there is a good 1.2 seconds behind him. Clear is Mr. Claypole. The Iron Rod is in second, but James will be wanting to get that position up in the grand scambit department because Alex McEwen right behind him is only 2/10 away and getting a hell of a suck here at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. The ladies of the night here are going to be very, very jealous. We've got 2 big straights, even 3 if you count the turn 3. And look out, Brussels Sprout. It is on like Donkey Kong here. We've got a sandwich between Claypole, McHugh and Nick Bell, and then Brandon Pierce as well. That is a Project 4 sandwich in the middle of a Monster Energy Racing red on the top. There's a bit of sourdough, Chris Munro.
Oh, don't mind a bit of that indeed. But back here is Elliott and Marsden going side by side at the moment. Down the pit straight, down into turn 1. Marsden will have the better of it on the inside, so he will have the advantage into turn 1. But look at this, Elliott looking for a little bit of a switchback, so he'll have the advantage out of turn 2 with the preferred line through there, although he misses the apex by about 2 car lengths. That's not going to help his chances down the front straight there. But look at Matt Cotter. He's right up behind Harley Marshall and Andrew Ferguson. This is a legit little 3-way battle here. Oh, look at that. Harley Marshall just covers him late. That was a late move, but I think that's all legal here. Matt Cotter won't be very happy about it, but he's going to have to go on with it. Someone's off. No, we don't know. No, not too sure who that was. Can't see anyone dropping off through the position, so it's play on here for the time being. Stephen Marsden now looking up the inside of Matt Cotter. Gets the job done. Ladies and gentlemen, how good was that? Oh, Cotter's going to have to just relinquish that position. He's got Andre Elliott all over him as well. Geez, these two are now side by side coming down the into the turn 6. Oh, he's gone through. That'll invite Cotter up the inside as well. A little bit of door banging, and geez, it's all happening here.
That's a mid-battle pack here of the ages, Chris Munro. They're fighting over sheep stations here at the moment. Andre Elliott, Matt Cotter, Marshall, Marsden, all having an absolute rip-snorting battle between the two of them. Holy mackerel. That was some tasty stuff there. If you like a bit of door banging, ladies and gentlemen, don't get too turned on at home. My goodness gracious me. But looks like Matt Cotter has got it all sorted at the moment. He is now up the back here of Harley Marshall. Oh, no, they've touched. And there goes Andre Elliott through. Harley Marshall and Matt Cotter have come together at the point of knot. And that is all over like the fat lady sings for those two. And Matt Munro and Lachlan Grant have got through and said, thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Matt Munro, though, Chris, get on your brother. He is getting hounded at the moment here by Lachlan Grant, too. So we're looking at a side-by-side battle coming into the final corner here of Sepang down the pit straight. And Lachlan Grant has to give up that position around the outside, but not for long. Here comes Lachlan Grant. Look at that drive out of the corner. He is just Bryson DeChambeau, Matt Munro out of that and just driven it 400 yards. And Matt Munro now is going to have to get the suck. He's going to go for a switchback move here. He's going to go deep under brakes down the inside. Lachlan Grant hasn't gone defensive enough here at the moment, but it's side by side here. Careful racing by the two of them. That is sensational stuff. They're giving each other room when it matters. And Matt Munro's just going to have to give up 14th place here for the time being.
Yeah, absolutely cracking stuff there by this group of 5 drivers. Everyone giving each other beautiful amounts of room, probably more than what's needed, but it's good to see a bit of respect on track. And look at this, that's Harley Marshall right up the back of Matt Cotter and Ryan Nielsen as well, so nowhere for him to go at this moment. He's got 2 Falcon and a ZB just blocking the way, and look at them just bumping door handles as well into this long left-hander here. And as you come through this left-hander, there's pretty much a blind turn here to the right. You just sort of pick your spot and hope for the best. And there you go. These 3 locked in a very tight battle indeed. Harley Marshall, nowhere to go. Ryan Nielsen going wide. That'll invite Marshall up the inside. Now they're side by side. Nielsen will have the better going here into the hairpin. But Harley Marshall just gets that job done way before the braking zone. So he will go up into 16th position as we speak. Looking up the field, though, there's more little battles just starting to take place up the order. We're going to just chime in with Andrew Ferguson now, who is all over the back of Fabian Fitness.
Oh, just got straight up the inside there. Job done, but Fabian's gone for the switchback here, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to see what happens here because look out. It is a FUCM racing sandwich for Fabian Fitness. Monster Energy versus the Volvo boys. I reckon the high tea and scones is going to take the chockies here over the energy drink that could kill you at a heartbeat if you have too many drinks. Oh, there's Fabian Fitness. You don't know what the hell is going on.
What's going on there?
What is going on there? That is incredible stuff there. That looks like some sort of net config error there between the two of them, but it hasn't happened for us here on the stream, Chris. What has gone on there between Fitness and Marsden? That is some horrible stuff. And poor old Marsden's in 18th.
Yeah, I think that looked suspiciously like a hardware error. It looked like he just sort of janked left, right, like his wheel just started to malfunction in his hands. And he had no control over that car when he made contact with Stephen Marsden. So Marsden absolutely copping it there and won't be happy at all, but I don't know if that was fitness's fault, maybe just a bit of a technical error on his behalf. But look at this, Matt Cotter all over the back of Munro at the moment. We're going to ride on with Cotter because he's just searching for a way around. Munro goes defensive, but Cotter just sends it down the outside. Oh, that's the way you're supposed to break, young man, and he says, I'll take that, thank you very much. What an overtake around the outside of the debutant.
Overtake of the day, that's for sure at the moment from Matt Cotter.
Jesus.
He's found that breaking point in the ZB Commodore, and a bit of net coating there. But geez Louise, he's sideways is Matt Cotter, looking very, very racy. That is incredible stuff there. Look out what's happened here before old Claypole. He is falling down the field at the moment, and he is going to have to get his wits together because I reckon him, Ferguson have come together. The project, the Monster Energy Racing boys, having a shocker here tonight. Brandon Pearson 5th, and the Iron Rod has gone from a podium position down to 8th place in a heartbeat.
Yeah, it certainly has. So those guys just need to get into their rhythm and keep the eyes forward, not to worry about a couple of little go-offs here and there. But I was going to say plenty of time to go in this race. There is not. There's only 3 laps to go, ladies and gentlemen. This is a 7-lap super sprint. So these two here are locked in another battle here with Nielsen and Marshall, just giving each other plenty at this point. Looking up and down the field, this is the closest battle we've got down here in 15th and 14th position. Nielsen's got the suck now. Watch this. We're riding on board, and he's just inching closer and closer and closer. Will he pull out of the slipstream? He does, but he's on the wrong side. Oh, he's gone the dummy. Up the inside, says Nielsen. What a move. He's been watching a bit of prime position bloody Daniel Ricciardo from back in 2017. But here he goes. He's up the inside now. These two side by side. Harley Marshall just comes across to cover him, but he's just going to get him a little bit more suck. So by the end of this straight, Nielsen's going to be fully running. He just pulls out of the slipstream, goes down the inside here at turn 1. That could be job done here, but very cautious under brakes is Nielsen, and Harley Marshall just outbraking him there. So they will go side by side again down into turn 2, and Harley Marshall comes out better.
Full credit versus the ZB Commodore. Look out. This is incredible stuff by the both of them. Loving having a look at these battles. But Ryan Nielsen has not got the advantage he hoped over poor old Harley Marshall sitting in 14th. He'll be wanting to be in the top 10. I guarantee you that. Ron's going to be having a fit at the moment. I haven't seen... Jesse Marshall's down in 22nd. So look out. The favourite of the two siblings in the Marshall household is taking up 14th place at the moment. But I reckon we're going to have to go back up the field to the top 10, Chris Munro, because Andre Elliott is all over the back of his teammate, Brian's cousin, Jason McFadden, like a fly to a piece of poo in the Sahara Desert. And these guys are having an absolute ripstorming battle. Both ringing out Volvos, hooked up to nonetheless of representing some sort of V8 supercar, but they are having a cracking battle. 9th and 10th at the moment. You can see here, if we ride on board with Andre Elliott, he is just going a bit shallower into the turns than Jason McFadden, and I think that's paying dividends at the moment for him. We're going to see them negotiate the final 4 corners of this track, dip it into the left, to hang it right, get it fat around here, get the car mid-track and try not to apex too early to maximise that exit. And Andre Elliott here having an absolute rip sort of a run there on Brian's cousin, but Brian's got the drive off the exit, bit of oversteer from Andre Elliott, and that suckage has just dissipated for the Andrew Elliott man there. The two Rangout boys, line astern here, they are the closest battle on the track at the moment. It's looking absolutely sensational here for the Volvo boys if they can keep it together.
Yeah, certainly maybe some team comms there, or it might be pretty icy over the team comms where these two are just flat out in a battle. But back here, it's Nielsen and Marshall again at it. By a matter of, they're side by side going up the pit straight. Matt Munro there just in the foreground, hoping that these two just keep on battling, because that was a 2:07.8. He's about half a second slower than these two at the moment. So the more these two battle, he's going to keep running away. Here goes Nielsen again with the dummy, but he's gone in too deep, and Marshall will get the switch back. Thank you very much. That's great driving there from Harley Marshall, but he's locked it up and given the position straight back to Nielsen. But there's room there for both of them around the turn, and Marshall takes it back off him. Oh, it's like a yo-yo. They're going up and down and inviting Stephen Marsden back into this fight, and he will gladly take that with both hands. We'll ride on board with Marsden to see what he can see. He can see these two just flat out battling hard, and this could be his opportunity. Oh, there's a little touch. There goes Marshall. He's been given a touch by Nielsen. They both go backwards. Marsden gets through up into 14th. That's disaster for Marshall.
Oh, that was a pit manoeuvre and a half there for poor old Harley Marshall. He got absolutely whacked there. That'd put the Las Vegas County Sheriffs to shame there with the pit department movement. And that was some error on the behalf of those two drivers. Poor old Harley Marshall down in 17th place, just falling by the minute. Matt Cotter is in 12th position. There is only 4 tenths between Andre Elliott and Jason McFadden. Still, they are closest on the track because Luke Lachlan Grant now is inviting himself into this three-way battle here. We have got a three-way tussle here. We've got Holden versus two Swedish mafias in front of him, and I reckon Lachlan Grant will be eyeing off a top 10 or maybe even 9th place here. They see what they can do here. Coming in to the double right-hander. Who's going to get the better exit? They all get the same. Oh, Lachlan Grant a little bit taily there as well, but there is some suckage here. This is going to be interesting coming into the final turn of the Sepang track. This is the final lap of the race coming our way. Clayton Pine has crossed the line. So this is the last lap and the last chance for Lachlan Grant to do it one more time. He's gone down the inside. Thank you very much. He's going to take that place off Andre Elliott. Andre Elliott's going to go for the switchback manoeuvre here, but he can't get it done. There's going to be some slipstreamage. Lachlan Grant's going to have to go defensive. Coming down the front straightaway, the pit straightaway, as Mr. Munro says. This is side-by-side action coming your way because out of the slipstream comes Andre Elliott. He's going to go down the inside, outbrake Lachlan Grant, and Lachlan Grant's going for an outside move. Get in early for the apex, but he can't get the job done here at the moment. Oh, can he? He's gone down the inside. He's going to get the momentum out of the corner. The drive is there. Andre Elliott sticking it fat and wide. These are two wide coming in on the final lap here of the 7th lap sprint here. Look at this. Lachlan Grant's going left. He's going right. He's upside down here at the moment into the heavy brakings over turn 4. Lachlan Grant's got 10th place here. It is a rate of attrition for the both of them, and I think Lachlan Grant's just going to have to stick it fat if he doesn't make a mistake. That is 10th place secured, one and done here for Lachlan Grant.
Absolutely cracking stuff there from Lachlan Grant. You see, just set him up, had him in his sights the whole time, and got the job done when it mattered up into the top 10 there for Lachlan Grant. Andrew Ferguson up behind his young fella here as well on the final lap, and just keeping an eye on where Clayton Pine is. He's about halfway around now, or 2/3 of the way, but here comes Andrew Ferguson up right behind his young fella, Snoozy there on the number plate. He's certainly going to want to catch him snoozing here. Get your words out, Christopher Munro. Jesus Christ. But here we go. It's the final lap. It's Ferguson versus Ferguson down into the final couple of sectors now. They are locked in. I'll tell you what, they won't be...
P1.
Yeah, P1 is Clayton Pine. We're watching him come just almost down to the final turn. So we're going to cross to him now as he gets to the final turn. McEwen is up there just challenging, but both drivers get sideways towards the end, and Clayton Pine will take the victory there in race 1 by about 7 tenths there from Alex McEwen, who came out of nowhere. I reckon Pines made a mistake around that final turn somewhere, or around that final lap, should I say. Nick Mello coming in 3rd place on the podium there. Scott Garrick 4th. Brandon Pearce crossing the line in 5th. Ferguson. Jay Ferguson gets the job done just by about, that's 34 hundredths of a second, or thousandths, should I say. Just beating his old man across the line there. Claypole for 8th position. Brian's cousin there in 9th, making up a couple of positions as well. Lockie Grant in 10th position. Zach O'Reilly.
Yeah, fantastic race there from everyone on board. We just saw action here, back left, right, upside down, whatever you want. Andre Elliott, 11th place. Matt Munro on debut, 12th place here in the V8 Supercars, beating Stephen Marsden there as well by 7 tenths. Matt Cotter, 14th. Disappointing for him. He'll be shattered about that result. He is usually up the front, ladies and gentlemen. If you've just joined us here at Sensational TV and AK Racing, Matt Cotter's the front runner. Ryan Nielsen, the funeral director, 15th. Schmerley in 16th. The chef, Gordon Ramsay, going off behind us at the moment. Thank God you couldn't hear it. He was swearing and carrying on like a pork chop with that 17th result for the chef. Harley Marshall, very disappointing for MBR at the moment, with Dean Hanley only splitting himself and the brother of Jesse Marshall in 20th, with Cosmo in 21st, a 10K man, and then Braden Moore, Ian O'Brien, and Jimmy Park unfortunately had a DNF. So did Fitness and Shawnee Mitchell, with Bananarama not even starting the race.
That's unlucky there for Banachek. We've seen him pretty much start every race this season so far. So maybe some issues getting into the server for him, which is unlucky because we've obviously everyone's had a few issues here tonight. But here we've got Fabian Fitness on the line there. Was that a mechanical issue there, Fabian? We saw your car just being super erratic And
It was.
we've never seen something like that. That reminded me actually of a mechanical failure I had once at Simmons Plains Raceway, and it was very similar to that. I was driving down the back straight, probably I think it was about 8th position, 9th position, and the steering wheel just decided to just go full lock to the left with all of its torque, and it just ripped the wheel out of my hands, and I went straight onto the grass and ended up ploughing through the midfield and taking out one of the guys a bit further up down the order, which was pretty awkward for me. But, these mechanical issues happen, I think.
Well, unfortunately for Fabian Fitness, he has no one else to blame but his ISP, because his ping went to 1,500, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, wow.
And that's what the issue was there. It just spiked, and his ISP will be getting a wrought iron hang glider thrown at them and flattened after that sort of performance for him. And I would never say never, but poor old Fabian Fitness copping it from all the way over in New Zealand. But look at our podium, ladies and gentlemen. That is a sensational-looking podium. Clayton Pine has come through with the chockies and taken race one. I told you at the start that's where we wanted to be after all the trials and tribulations. He is out in front. That's McEwen second and Nick Mallow in third place. Project 4 second and third. Brilliant drive by those two gentlemen there. And it was a battle of attrition at the end there, Chris. Clayton Pine made an error at turn 12, I think it was, and just ran wide. Alex McEwen invited into the party. He brake checked him, did Clayton Pine on the second last corner, which was a bit cheeky, but Fernando Alonso got away with it for all those years, and that's why Alex McEwen and them were side by side for the final corner of the race.
Well, there you go. Okay, yeah, I thought something like that would have happened. I had one eye on the lead, hoping to cross to Clayton Pine to cross the
Pine
line.
watch.
Yeah, I was on Pine Watch, and McEwen come out of nowhere there, but pretty good result anyway there for Project 4 with both the secondary spots on the podium filled. Big points haul for them. Their closest rivals are the boys in the Monster Energy pack there in Pierce and Claypole. Those guys finishing 5th and 8th, so extending the lead for those guys indeed. Fabian Fitness is in Perth. There you go. Had no idea.
Well, he's proved me wrong, but I'll tell you what, Perth is a second world city compared to Australia's national standards there. Oh, maybe Canberra's probably the third world city, but we'll give him some credit. Perth maybe on the ping watch at the moment, but hopefully you can get those issues sorted for race 2 coming our way there. We've got a long one coming your way, ladies and gentlemen. 21 laps around here. That'll equal about 48 minutes, I reckon, by the time we get around. So you know what to do. Go and refill all those condiments. Get to the toilet, have a break, get the bowels removed of whatever's in there, because I'll tell you what, you're going to need all of your intelligence for the next race coming your way. 21 laps here at Sensational TV and AK Racing at Sepang. It's going to be on. No mandatory pit, mandatory pit and compound change, is coming your way. So strategical geniuses are going to come to the prop. But we'll be back for that here at Sensational TV with myself and Chris Munro in just a hot second.
Your mind plays tricks and makes you see flicks, all through a free lens. An infinite number of stories with no beginning or end. And those unfortunate enough to get trapped between the fire. You can't escape the funk genius that is about to transpire. Your worst nightmare.
to this.
2, 3.
Fluids repellent.
If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd eat all the bananas. I'd run around the house always in my pajamas. If I were a monkey, I'd want to buy some toys, cause I am a very cool boy. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Monkey, 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 monkey. If we were all monkeys, we'd hang from the rafters. We could fleece out that we don't get lashes. If we were all monkeys, we'd climb to the top and we'd jump to this wall.
Turn the fuck up. Just let it have 10 pounds.
If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Be a monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Be a monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. A monkey, 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 monkey. If I were a monkey, I'd always be a monkey. Be a monkey, 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 monkey. Be a monkey, 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 monkey. I'd be a monkey, 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 monkey. Yeah, 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 yeah. Monkey, 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 monkey. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'd be a monkey, 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 monkey.
Yeah. A little sore, but I guess it was worth it overall.
Now, fellas, I don't know if you caught that,
Yeah. So you happy with the
but if you
result?
were a monkey, this
Yeah,
man,
very happy. I mean, I guess
beyond a
it was worth
reasonable
it.
doubt, would unequivocally be a monkey. Let the record show. Monkey, 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 monkey.
Yes, I serve cars.
Welcome back to the stream, ladies and gentlemen. We are just getting set now for a start here in race 2. 21 laps of this fine motor circuit. It's one of my favourites, I think. I remember we did this quite a long time ago now in an F1 series in the old V10 F2004 Ferrari F1 cars. It was one of the best races I've had. I think I remembered overtaking Andy O'Hara, so I'll pin that on the wall and look at it daily.
Well, look, if you can't pump your own tyres up and up, Chris Munro, you might as well just go down to the bloody WA mines and just start pumping up diggers' tyres and dump trucks because, my goodness gracious me, ladies and gentlemen, that was some dead set fair dinkum in the fair dinkum department. Pump up sessions there from the Munro man. But I reckon at this point in time, the only people that are wanting to pump up their tyres, Chris, are the guys who are starting on super soft tyres because at the moment we can see a split grid with the super soft runners versus the soft. Clayton Pine is currently on the soft. Alex McEwen next to him is on a super soft tyre. And then Nick Mallow, the two teammates going for an alternate strategy, but this could change because they like to keep their cards close to their chest here with 1:36 to go on what they actually do in the strategic department. And Alex McEwen's just changed it to a set of softs, but Nick Mallow's gone to a set of super softs. So goodness gracious, what's happening
they're just
here?
keeping us guessing up here in the commentary box. So I'll just take that off. So I think once we start, we'll get to go through the tyres of each one of these drivers because they're playing silly buggers here at the start, throwing everyone dummies, taking a leaf out of the C. Munro playbook. But Ronald Marshall, the owner of MBR Racing, has told us softs to super softs for MBR. So both the Marshall brothers racing drivers there starting on the soft tyre, and they'll be heading off to a super soft about 2/3 of the way through this affair. It does open up the door for a lot of different strategies here with these different tyre compounds, and both are capable of doing good stints, whether it be a long stint on the soft and making up ground on guys that started on the supers that are starting to die off, or you start off on the supers to get that traction off the line and hopefully make up a few positions to maybe pit yourself into a bit of clear air later on down the track. But it's up to these drivers and what strategy they take here, Zach O'Reilly.
I've watched about 5 compound changes in about 4 seconds, Chris Munro. Our top 4, ladies and gentlemen, are all on the super soft compound. Got a gap for Brandon Pearson and Jack and Andrew Ferguson, the father-son duo on super soft tyres. Chris Munro, take it away. We are lights up.
We are about to go here in race 2. And it's a smoke screen off the front row. Clayton Pine absolutely getting buried at the start off those set of super softs. Actually, he's on the super soft, should I say. But look at this. They're about 3 wide now down the back. Who's going to get through here in time? It's Clayton Pine has the whole shot, and he will lead into turn 1 with Alex McEwen dropping in behind, Nick Mello behind him. Scotty Garrick making up a few positions as we see young Ferguson just hanging it out to dry around the outside. Hits Brandon Pierce. There's chaos there. Who gets through? Matt Munro got through. Elliott got through. McFadden got through. Claypole getting hounded there as well. Nielsen made it through, but poor old Marshall. Both the Marshall brothers dropping down through the field. That's absolute disaster there. Matt Cotter dropping off the page as well. This is a horrible start from those guys. But I'll tell you what, Nick Mello's got himself about a half a second lead with Scotty Garrick just giving plenty to Clayton Pine. But here goes McEwen up the inside. Wow, those super softs are really firing for him in this opening stanza here in the first half of this lap. Both of the FUC M cars there as well. A little bit of a gap to Munro Racing there. And now we've got one of the Rangiart cars with Ryan Nielsen down the back here. We've got, all these guys that got tangled up in that first little bit of rubbish. There's Harley Marshall, Jesse Marshall as well. Matt Cotter back there too. And I think that's Fabian Fitness heading at the field at the very, very back. Geez, something's happened to him as well. Obviously getting tangled up in that first corner incident, Zach.
Yeah, look out. His poor old Fabian's just having a shocker tonight. Sitting dead, basically third last at the moment, but we'll get off him and get back to the front because it's all happening here. Look at the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, all within half a second of each other. This is going into a human centipede here at the moment. Stephen Marsden backing up that pack Andrew Ferguson in front. Andre Elliott, the Volvo boys are having a field day here. 3 Volvos abreast. And then Mr. Matt Munro, the lonely, although Ian O'Brien and himself are the 2 Merc drivers. Matt Munro's gone through on a set of supers and just decided to blitz the rest of the field with all that crap at the first turn that we saw, or second turn. And here he is in the top 10 at the moment. But Clayton Pine is not letting go of Nick Mello at the moment here for the lead. They are slipstreaming each other down the front straightaway. Clayton Pine still too far away at the moment to make a move. They're going to be wise against each other because I reckon Nick Mello is going to back up Clayton Pine into Alex McEwen, and he just does that by showing the dummy move around the outside. And here we go, Clayton Pine now right up the edge of the rear bumper of the VF Commodore. Then we've got a bit of neck coating going on there. Alex McEwen is a little bit behind. Scotty Garrick now also involved in this party. This could be a 4-way battle for the lead, only 2 laps in.
Yeah, absolutely. These guys not letting each other go here at any rate of knots. So Nick Mello still leads, but here goes McEwen. Got a bit of a run there on Pine, but there's nowhere to go because Pine just runs him all the way out to that far outside for the racing line through this long right sweeping turn there. It's sort of off camber as well. Clayton Pine heading out off the track there. There's some blinking going on, maybe a bit of lag out there as well, so drivers need to be careful. But these top 3 are absolutely on it at the moment. Just hoping for a bit of a mistake here, these drivers, to make an overtake, because it's certainly hard to force one here in the opening stanza when these super softs are just red hot and ready to go. Andre Elliott just dropped down here behind Ferguson, so Ferguson making up a position, just waiting for Marsden to hopefully get past as well for that team garage, cheering on those 2 drivers. But the Rangiat driver there in Elliott certainly having something to say about it. The servo having an absolute lag fest at the moment as well, so hopefully that just sorts itself out. But Nick Mello now has kicked clear of Clayton Pine, who is under pressure from Alex McEwen, so that's probably got something to do with it. But Scotty Garrett going with him as well for the AC karting entry, so he's just trying to bridge that gap. It's only 5/10 at the moment. If he can stay within that, he'll be taking a bit of that slipstream advantage as we watch all the cars come down to the final turn for the second time. Matt Munro there all by himself having a great time. He just needs to stay clear of these guys, and he'll be having an absolute party at his place. There goes one of the Rangiat cars up the inside, another one. There's a lot of Rangiat cars on the field now. There's Fabian Fitness making his way up to, where he's now 21st, so he's made up a shitload of positions on that last stanza. Here goes Matt Cotter up the inside of one of the Marshall brothers as well, so both of those guys on the recovery drive.
Oh, poor old Matt Cotter's going to be spewing behind that helmet. He will not be happy at all sitting down in 24th. He should be up in 4th at the most for poor old Matt Cotter. But Alex McEwen has got past Clayton Pine here. So Alex McEwen now in 2nd place, and it is a Project 4 1-2 coming our way. But Scotty Garrick isn't letting go of the pine cone himself. Scotty Garrick in for AC karting here, Chris, having an absolute barnstormer of a time here. He has found his rhythm on those super soft tyres, and the Volvo train behind him is 4 abreast, if you don't mind. That is some sensational stuff there from the Volvo boys, all having high tea and scones at the moment. And then you go back to 11th, 12th and 13th again, 3 abreast as well. We've got some Volvos on the field here at the moment, but the racing resumes, and the closest battle is Lachlan Grant here. He is now all over the back of your brother here, Chris Munro. He is hounding him left, right and centre. Matt Munro on the defensive at the moment. The VF Commodore out-braking the Merc. And look out for this. The C63 is under all sorts of pressure here. Lachlan Grant and him touch doors. And here comes Brandon Pierce. James Claypole, behind them. Jumping in to join this party. He's trying to go around the outside. Trailer Park Girls style. Around the outside of Lachlan Grant. Doesn't get the job done here. Shallow entry for Lachlan Grant there. Claypole's going to have to reinvent the wheel at the moment to think what's going to happen, but Matt Munro is a cork in the bottle for the 3-way battle we're seeing here between 8th, 9th and 10th, rounding the second last corner of Sepang. Matt Munro dives it in shallow. Won't be happy on the exit. A bit of oversteer there by him too. Lachlan Grant's got the invite up the inside here of James Claypole, who got around Lachlan Grant there, but there's going to be an advantageous position for Lachlan Grant coming our way. He's going to dive it. Poor old Claypole there, just diving it in the inside. Late braking manoeuvre there, bit naughty from him. Matt Munro survives another lap. Chris's family household here probably cheering on Uncle Matt and seeing what happens here for the rest of the race.
Yeah, the kids are well in bed, thank God, but the more I get excited, They seem to stay awake later on a Sunday night for some reason. I've got no idea. But here goes Claypole down the inside. At least had a look anyway. Geez, he locks him up there. Leaves a big black stripe on the bloody road as well. So absolutely having a few lock-up issues there is Claypole, because he does it again in turn 2. But Munro just skipping away at the moment because Grant has got Claypole in his sights and is probably giving him a little bit of a headache. Claypole just wants to get on with it and try and overtake that Merc in front of him, but he's got the VF of Grant all in his mirrors until Grant just gets it way sideways there and lets the pressure valve off a little bit for Claypole now to look forward and try and work out his way. How is he going to get past that Merc in front if he can? We've seen Matt Munro getting quite defensive there with Lockie Grant on the last time around at this track, but look at this. The guys are starting to line up. The Rangiart boys are coming at a rate of knots. That's McFadden and Hanley with Nielsen in tow as well. So this turning into maybe a 6-car battle if the battling goes the way that it has been for the last couple of laps. Look at this. Claypole up behind Matt Munro now. Lockie Grant right up the back of him. We're going to ride on board with Grant and just see what he can see. He can see a bloody face full of FGX rear wing. That's what he can see. And beyond that, there's a little orange Merc just sort of skipping away as he can in the distance. I think Munro might be running a bit of a high downforce setup, as he is pretty handy through those sort of medium to high speed turns, but then he's just sort of left hanging dry down these long straights, as we'll see now with the FGX of James Claypole having one of the top speeds, or the highest top speed in the practice session during the week.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's the only person here in this battle on the soft tyre. Is James Claypole, 9th place on the softs. Everyone around him is on super, so absolutely cracking pace here for James Claypole. He's putting it up to all of those super soft tyre runners and sticking it right up their clacker, and he's doing that now here on Matt Munro. He's got a hell of a run here to James Claypole. He's going to go up the, probably around the outside, or no, here we go, he's up the inside. Switchback manoeuvre, Shane Van Gisbergen style. Does Claypole go? Thank you very much, Mother for Labus. Takes the P8 off Matt Munro. Now Matt Munro's got his rear vision mirror full of a Lachlan Grant, and now Matt Munro's been turned around, and that is all over, and he can't gather it up. He's facing the wrong way. Lachlan Grant's nearly hit him again 2 times in a row. Matt Munro's gone all the way down to 15th. He's going to have to get back on the circuit very safely there and maybe not get tangled up in that. But Claypole, the iron rod himself, has been a rate of knot attrition getter for the P8 in the soft running tyres. And now Jason McFadden behind him is also on the soft tyres. So we're going to have to look out in about, I reckon about 15 laps time, maybe, between these guys before they change to a super soft. And Jason McFadden and James Claypole, the top runners on the slower compound.
Yeah, so Claypole sitting in the hot seat at the moment as the top runner on those softs, and you can see the pace he's got. Really handy as well. He's well into the 205s on this lap with a bit of clear air in front of him. I expect that delta to come down a bit as well. So keep an eye on him for the rest of this race, ladies and gentlemen. Clayton Pine has got his hands full. He's got Ferguson behind him. He's got Garrick in front of him as well. So a nice little Volvo sandwich for him to get into. Probably tastes nice, the Swedish meat on either side, or bread, if you will. We've got Elliot.
Hungry.
Yeah, Elliot and Marsden. It's an absolute Volvo fest out there tonight. Very popular choice amongst the drivers. One of the better looking V8 supercars as well. So a lot of Volvo fans in the house, and we've given them enough of a bloody plug in the Discord as well. They will all be giving each other high fives and soggy biscuits, whatever they do for fun in their spare time. But I tell you what, absolute disaster there for Matt Munro. Finds himself behind Brandon Pearce, Claypole's teammate as well, after getting turned around earlier. So he'll be looking to make a bit of a recovery. Hopefully he's not too hot under the collar there in his VR headset on his brand new racing rig as well. So hopefully he's got the fan on there to cool himself down and get that head back on straight and make his way back up the field, as we see Fabian Fitness coming into the pits as the first one to blink to get off those set of super softs. So what's that?
Oh, no, Chris. Clayton Pine has been punted, and it is a Volvo sandwich between him, and we've got 3 or 4 drivers involved in that. That was Marsden smacking Clayton Pine up the arse, and then Fergo got into him again, and then Andre Elliott was facing the wrong way, and poor old Andre Elliott, I think, has got some steering damage there too. That was shocking there. Clayton Pine was coming backwards at a rate of knots there, and not in the place that he wants to be, out in front, EG, and oh geez, that was a shotgun drive there, but Scotty Gary has got through all of that. Stephen Marsden in 4th place. He'll be getting a slap on the wrist from the stewards, that for sure. After that, the Pinecone retains 5th, and Andre Elliott and Ferguson behind them, all crabbing down the road at the moment. Clayton Pine has definitely got steering damage. He is right hand down at the moment. Oh, sorry, Andre Elliott is right hand down, and Fergo will be taking over that position. Claypole making his way through the field. He's only 2 and a bit seconds off the super soft runner, and that is Andrew Ferguson, who will be on the back shortly of Andre Elliott, crabbing down the road harder than a 79 series with the wrong diff adjustment. And these guys will be having some sort of battle coming our way too. We just caught the end of that on the stream, but that was rate of not sort of coming our way, and it was just a matter of time. And there goes Fergo as well, just nearly going off the field and getting it sideways again. Those super soft tyres of Fergo's will be as hot as the sun, ladies and gentlemen, or as hot as your bumhole after a dodgy Vindaloo.
It's as hot as the insides of Macca's apple pie. That's pretty hot, ladies and gentlemen. And it's comparable to the surface of the sun. But never mind that. Dean Henley's up the inside of Junior Ferguson now, coming into the final turn. Junior Ferguson just sweeping it around the outside. Thank you very much. Geez, the momentum around the outside line there was pretty smart. That's enough to get the slingshot down the main straight here. And he just retakes that position from Dean Henley. Thank you very much. Clayton Pine coming into the pits now to probably get some damage sorted out, perhaps, or to get off those super softs and be out there on a set of softs. But I tell you what, he's a long way behind the 8 ball now, thanks to that little bit of damage, or that little bit of hoo-ha there with the Volvo boys. James Claypole now up next to Andrew Ferguson, coming into turn 4, I think, is the uphill right-hander there, as we see. Ferguson not making too much of a defence of it. Lets James Claypole through. Thank you very much. And Ferguson will just sit under that rear wing for as long as he can. It's probably a good ploy just to get that suck off the number 33 and try and get himself. Geez, he's in a sliding mood tonight as Ferguson. We see him just missed a drifter around a few of these turns now. The rear end of that thing is loose as a goose. But he's managed to keep it together. Ken Block, eat your heart out, because Ferguson is in the house. Nick Mello now up behind, or at least gaining on his teammate there in the lead.
Yeah, look out. It's Project 4 battle coming our way soon. And keep an eye on that lap counter, ladies and gentlemen. Look where we are. We're at lap 7 on the super soft tyres for our front runners, and that is exactly where they start to fall off a cliff, and Mount Everest style, if you are up the top there on the summit. And these guys will be coming into the pits, I reckon, within a lap or so, because if you can't get those super soft tyres cool, they fall off very, very quickly. And we don't want to see that, and we saw that with Andrew Ferguson doing a best Ken Block impression, as you said, Chris Munro there too. So we'll see our super soft runners coming in within the next couple of laps to switch. Clayton Pine has gone on to a soft set of tyres, and he's sitting down in 18th. So he's the first of the guys in the top 10 to get off those super softs and back into the softs. Will that hurt him later in the race with the wear indicators getting a very, very thin on those soft tyres by the time we get around in 14 laps time? Who knows? But a bit of strategical development happening. Marsden's in the pits, Ferguson's in the pits, and Andre Elliott's also in the pits as well. So it's happening now, ladies and gentlemen. Those super soft tyres are dead as a doornail, and here we go.
Here we go there. Harley Marshall having a move on Matt Cotter as well, but Matt Cotter just getting the switch back there as Marshall just going a little bit too deep under brakes, and Matt Cotter was well aware of that move coming at him. But it looks like he's going to return serve here down into turn 1. Harley Marshall has the inside. He will get on the brakes, but look at Cotter just sailing around the outside. We've seen him tonight already being very confident under braking, and look at these two just locked in a complete... Oh, geez, that's Clayton Pine getting involved there. Just had to jump on the anchors because Marshall just come across in front of him there, well, and within his right as well. Perfectly legal move there for Marshall. But yeah, Clayton Pine coming at a rate of knots on the fresh soft, so he He's really chased these two guys down as well. Matt Cotter starting to make a little bit of ground now on him as well as Harley Marshall starts to look behind because that bright orange VF Commodore, gee whiz, really well taken through that left-hander, but left high and dry for the right-hander so he can breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief. Can Harley Marshall for now, but I'll tell you what, he's not going to go away. Oh, geez, he just locked it up. There goes Harley Marshall. Here goes Pine up the inside. That's one of the easiest moves he'll get done all night. Harley Marshall just a bit of compression lock there as he came into that double right-hander.
But Pinecone on a charge here early into the race. 8 laps done out of 21, and he is on a fresh set of softs, and the guys in front of him are on old set of softs. So 8 laps difference, Chris. Look at the rate of knots that he is catching them. That is amazing, the tyre degradation here between all the compounds in the supers and the soft tyres. It looks like the temperature, I reckon, gets up onto the softs very, very quickly, and you just can't get them down, and we know what happens with the soft tyre as well. That cliff comes very, very quickly. Just getting out of the way at the moment. Here's Bananarama. He's sort of left high and dry there because Clayton Pine's taken 12th off him. Banana's going to have to come into the pits and change it because he's changed to the VF Commodore somehow. Between races here is Bananarama. He was in the Merc and looks like he's now in the VF Commodore trying to get the switch back. Oh, you're kidding me. You are absolutely kidding me, Bananarama. You cannot do that, son. That is going to get a pacing. That's going straight to Champ Street. Is Bananarama there. That's it. That's done and sold. Or we can't get much worse than that. He's taken out Clayton Pine and he's just bananaed himself up off the road. He's going to redress that position, I'm sure of it, coming into T1. Thank goodness gracious me, he's just done that. There will be some door banging. Clayton Pine lets him know about it. Nearly swiped him as well as he came into T1. Not too happy about that, Chris Munro. That was some dog shit racing, that's for sure.
A bit of awareness out there from both drivers, perhaps. Clayton Pine turning in when there was a car on his inside as well. So perhaps both drivers to blame for that little incident. But we'll get back to that, and the stewards can handle that, as we've got nothing to do with that side of things. What we can do here at Sensational is broadcast to you the very best of the V8 Supercars here at AK Racing. And I'll tell you what, if you want to get involved in any of the racing here or at the Wednesday Cup, the link to the AK Racing Discord is down in the description of this video. Also, if you haven't already, like and subscribe the channel, because I'll tell you what, it goes a long way. We are on the road to 500 here on the channel here at Sensational TV. We've been absolutely flabbergasted by the amount of support we've had so far, and how quickly these subs are starting to rack up. So absolute credit to everyone out there, the viewers. We love you very much, long time. And if you want to support the channel a little bit more thoroughly with a bit of monetary value, there's a Patreon link down the bottom there as well. 3 tiers of subscription down there as well, from as little, I think, as $3.50 per month. So I know a lot of you guys can afford that. So keep a couple of broke sim racing commentators out there for a coffee a month. Thank you very much. But looking up and down the field after that little plug, we've got Andre Elliott up behind Jack Ferguson for 14th position.
Yeah, very well called there, Chris Munro. Thank you to all of our subscribers there. And it's on at Sensational TV to 500, and it's on here on the racetrack, that's for sure. Look out. Here comes the Fergmeister. He's looking very racy in the Arrow helmet livery there, but the Rangout Volvo behind him, he's looking even more racier. They are looking very, very strong here when they get into some clean air and some rhythm, are the Rangout Volvos. And I reckon Jack Ferguson now is just sweating a little bit there. He's probably hearing his old man yelling over the wall of each other's household there between bedrooms, because he is right down there in 23rd at the moment, poor old Andrew. So the young fella in Jack Ferguson going to have to make amends here and keep the Ferguson name alive here in the royalty department. But look out, here comes Andre Elliott. He's having an absolute ripstorm of a crack here. He's got the run on Jack Ferguson at the moment, right on board with him. Just get on song with him. He's got the outside run. Is he going to make a late dive here? Because Snoozy is snoozing at the moment, and he's got the job done here. Is Andre Elliott straight up the inside, fall asleep, 40 wig style. There goes Jack Ferguson. He was too late at the wheel, and Andre Elliott has just pissed off in down into the distance already, taken 3/10 already in one corner into the left-hander, then to the long right sweeping corner here that comes up. Who's going to get the better run here? Jack Ferguson now has gained some momentum there. A strong corner from Jack Ferguson into the double technical right-hander here on the throttle. Off the here goes Andre Elliott. He's off, and Ferguson's going to get that position back straight away. And thank you, mother, for the rabbits. Again, an easy pass for the night here for Jack Ferguson. And Andre Elliott, unforced error, pressured himself, got himself into a mindset that was dominating. But in the track scheme of things, he was off into the bunda.
Yeah, I was about to give him a big rap as well, as we've seen him, considering that last, we'll take that last mistake off the books. We've seen him come a long way this season as Andre Elliott. He started out absolutely nowhere, but now look at him go. He's certainly, I'm pretty sure he got a podium. Maybe in the Wednesday Cup, maybe here, but he's been absolutely on fire, and he gets better and better every week. Does Andre Elliott? So doing the Rangiart family and garage an absolute service there. The number 37, and I'm sure we'll see plenty of him up the pointy end of the field. Speaking of which, Clayton Pine, our pole sitter, is now hounding Harley Marshall again. So these two guys coming, was it these two guys that came together? No, we've seen them battling it before, but here goes Clayton Pine up the inside into turn one, and he'll probably make that job look pretty easy as he does. Harley Marshall, though, Jesus Christ, gives him plenty up the inside. I don't know about if that move was on there, Ron. You might have to get on the comms to your drivers to cool it down a little bit, but Harley Marshall having to give that position up. There was absolutely nothing doing there on the inside. Piney he's had more hits than Elvis on that car tonight. I tell you what, the panel beaters are going to be pretty busy with that one, Zach.
Yeah, I reckon. And I reckon Ronald Marshall, too, is channeling his inner Brad Jones Racing at the moment, saying, boys, my insurance has gone up. My excess is now at $400 million per year because you guys crash and bash all the time. And Ronald Marshall's going to have to get on the chat quickly to Jesse and Harley and say, look, boys, it's a long race. Keep your heads together here. You're going to come to a rate of attrition because these guys are going to peel into the pits with our strategy, and we'll see what we can happen because Ron is pushing for a top 10 finish here for Jesse in 13th at the moment. So it looks like there could be a bit of a strategical genius happening here for Jesse Marshall. He's on the soft tyre at the moment. He is about 2.5 seconds away from Banachek in front of him, but he's still got a lot of laps to go. In fact, 12 laps to go here between now and the finish line. We'll see if we can get a Marshall Brothers Racing top 10 at the moment. It's looking very, very spicy, but I'll tell you what, the Iron Rod, Chris Monroe, look at that gap at the moment, 6.4 seconds.
Wow.
Out in front of Brian's cousin, Jason McFadden. After the pit stops probably resume, they'll find themselves further down. But sticking fat on those soft tyres, maybe just a long run here for the Iron Rod, hanging it out fat and dry. See if those soft tyres can last the distance of the race. We might see a strategical genius here from Monster Energy Motorsport.
Yeah, well, we saw he was one of the guys in the hot seat. We mentioned that on the comms earlier on. He was the first man out there on the softs. Coming in, so he is in the hot seat, ladies and gentlemen. We might see him come in. Has he made his pit stop? I don't think so. Did he start on the softs? He did. So McFadden just taking over there. No, it is. There goes McFadden and McEwen battling it out there in the grand scheme of things. So the timing tower doing strange things for me at the moment. But James Claypole is certainly out there in front, but he still has a pit stop to make. As we've seen the guys on the supers, they have certainly switched over to the softs now. Actually, every car in the field is now on the soft tyre. Harley Marshall coming into the pits as well. But as we said earlier, Jesse Marshall just knocking on the door of the top 10. It'd be good to see. It's certainly his best result so far, I think, this season. He's been, I'll tell you what, the MBR garage has just been going from bad luck to bad luck every round we sort of talk about it, and hopefully the voodoo can be broken here for Jesse Marshall and the Marshall Brothers Racing Garage.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm rooting for him hard, very, very hard at this point in time. They started off the season strong, did the Marshall Brothers Racing. They were round 1 and 2. They were up in the top 3 in the grand scheme of things in the team standings, but they're just waning a little bit here coming to the end of the season. We've got 4 races to go, but nonetheless, rooting hard for the MBR brothers. Poor old Andrew Ferguson, however, is sitting down in 20th, having the worst time of his life, I guarantee you. That guy will be absolutely sweating bullets. The Irish blood will be coming out, and he's on the back of another man from the other side of the world in the English department, Matt Munro. Holy mackerel. They are side by side. Look at this. They have an absolute ripstorm of a battle here. Is Andrew Ferguson. He's trying to go up the inside here at the left-hander, and he's side by side here with Matt Munro. Just tucks him behind him for now. Matt's gone defensive on the inside. Fergo's hung out wide and dry there. Who's going to get the switchback move? Is Fergo going to go to the early apex? He is. Switchbacks on. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Nearly up the inside. And he switched to the outside. Has Fergo. Matt Munro just covering beautifully here. He's taking some defensive masterclass off his brother, but it's not going to be enough here. Here goes Andrew Ferguson diving up the inside. This could be a move for position here at the moment. He's got it done. Has Andrew Ferguson on Matt Munro. Matt Munro has just decided to oversteer at the last point of knot, and that will be P19 for Andrew Ferguson. Hopefully he finds himself within the top 12 to maybe find himself on pole for race 3 coming our way.
Yeah, a couple of old mates going into battle there. These guys, well, we all joined AK Racing at the same time back in, I think it was 2018, late 2018.
Look out.
2019 perhaps. So yeah, these guys know each other. Well, we knew each other back in the real world as well. So they'll be sharing a beer after the stream and talking about that battle, I'm sure. But let's look up the field because there's a nice little battle just up ahead of them. Actually, 4 or 5 cars starting to get involved. It's Rick Banachek. It's Andre Elliott. It's Jesse Marshall. It's Lockie Grant. It's Schmerley. It's Fitness. All of them having a little crack here. We're going to try and get maybe a top view here of what's going on. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars here. That's Fabian Fitness at the back, looking at his way around Banachek. Just nowhere for him to go there. Had to get out of the throttle as well. Just because there goes Jesse Marshall off the field, so he's going to promote Schmerl in front of him. He goes, Banachek getting on the brakes way earlier than Fitness thought he was going to, but Fitness managed to get out of the way and make the overtake done as well. But looking up the field now, it's Jesse Marshall, it's Schmerl, and it's Lockie Grant locked in a battle. Here comes Fitness on the scene very quickly indeed. Is he on super softs? No, he's just got the pace at this stage of the race. He's got those that soft tire working in the optimal zone, whether it be pressure or temperature. It's all working for Fabian Fitness at the moment. He's trying to pick his way through the field. Had a bit of bad luck to start off this race, but doing his best recovery job at the moment.
Yeah, Fabian Fitness finding that optimal temperature zone as well. But Banachek came a proper himself at turn 4. He was sideways on the track. So he was leading this pack and found himself nearly basically at the back of it. Fabian Fitness, however, is now sliding up the inside here of Jesse Marshall. This is going to be a suck battle. Is he going to go outside? Is he going to reverse the switch back on the inside? He does. Here goes Fabian Fitness for 15th place over Jesse Marshall. And it looks like he's just got the job done there. Drives away into the sunset. There's Fabian Fitness. That hangover for Fabian Fitness is wearing off, I reckon, right now. Halfway through the sessions tonight here, he's just got himself on song. And I reckon Chris Munro, because there's not much difference between himself and Jack Ferguson in 11th here. There's only about 5, maybe 6 seconds between them. Plenty of time here for Fabian Fitness to get himself inside that top 12 and maybe start off pole or the second position here for race 2 coming away. Oh no, that was a car off in the background there. Looks like we've got some errant runners, but it's all racing resumed here with Jack Ferguson coming up at the back here of Brandon Pierce. Brandon Pierce on a set of super softs in the top 10. So an alternate strategy here for the Pierce Meister, the magician himself, trying to pull some magic rabbits out of his hat and see if he can get on an alternate strategy here with the end of the race coming our way within about 8 laps.
Yeah, it's gone really fast actually. 2/3 of the way through the race at the moment. Brandon Pierce still on the recovery, really. He got turned around, if we remember back to the start of this race. He got turned around in turn 1 or 2, so he went backwards at a rate of knots. So he's made his way back through the field here into the top 10. Andre Elliott, as we said, sitting in the hot seat at the moment for pole position in race 3. It is a top 12 reverse grid, ladies and gentlemen. So the coveted prize of 12th in this race is something to behold. I'm sure that a lot of these guys will be battling it out. Lockie Grant's the next in line to try and knock him off. And when we've got Schmerl, Fitness, Banachek, Nelson and Marshall all within striking range, really, if they can get up behind him in these next 7 laps, is something to jog at. But as we speak here, it looks like Alex McEwen is out in front by about 6.2 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. He has flown under the radar this race, and the strategic call of hitting those, coming onto those onto the soft tyre when he did, has really propelled him down the racetrack, because him and his Project 4 teammate there on the screen, Nick Mello, they're both about 8 seconds down the road from Scotty Garrick. So there are quite a few big gaps there at the front of this pack. And all these guys have made their mandatory pit and mandatory compound change. So I imagine that they are fueled up to the end. Whether that be in, those softs are going to be in a state of disrepair at the end. I'll tell you what, they'll be screaming to come into the pits. But I think that's enough time just to sort of nurse these tyres around, because there's another huge gap back to James Claypole as well, who is now on the super softs, mind you. So he's got, another 6 laps on those supers. So he's going to be making up ground towards the end of this race. Scotty Garrick will be checking that relative on the regular just to see where Claypole is on the track.
Yeah, fantastic call there, because as we noticed, James Claypole was the top runner in 8th place there on the soft tyre, and he was gaining on every single person on a set of super softs at that stage. So looks like he is on a charge at the moment. He is good 1.3 seconds better than what he normally would be on those set of softs. So the soft tyre is not the quickest, but it is the longest, and the super soft wears out pretty quickly here for all of our viewers at home. Just to get yourself in and eyed into how the super soft versus soft compound tyre works. But Claypole having an absolute rip snort of a battle. So is Matt Cotter down the field too. They are neck and neck, those two. I just can't believe what's going on here between Mr. Cotter, and he is having a rip snort of a time trying to find his way through the field. I'm not sure how the hell he's doing it, but he's doing it some way or another here, and he's on the back of Harley Marshall here, looking left, right, upside down. For the time being, look, Harley Marshall having an absolute defensive masterclass here, put on Matt Cotter some of his own medicine. They're coming back his way, Matt Cotter, at the moment. And will he send and defend that car straight down the inside at the second last turn of Sepang? No, he won't at the moment. He's trying to get the whole shot here out of that final turn and just getting on the power enough, but not close enough here for a suckage. Could be on here for the final lap. Final turn of the lap, coming our way here for Matt Cotter, promoting himself surely up into the top 12 at some stage.
Yeah, with each lap, Matt Cotter will be learning his braking points, turning points, and get back on the power points. As we suspected, I think he's pretty underdone in the practice department. So each lap now in this race is a practice lap to Matt Cotter. And as we've seen in many seasons past, he's a multiple V8 Supercar Championship victor here in this series. So he's not one to be messed about with or taken lightly. So you just wait. He will get the cards coming to him at the end of this race, I'm sure. So he'll be knocking on the door maybe for a top 12. But I tell you what, he is running out of laps at the moment. Only 5 to go. So he's going to want to get past Harley Marshall's quick smart. But Marshall is making no easy feat of it. Jesus, there he just goes off the track as soon as I say so. And that'll invite Cotter around the outside. They contact there. Geez, they've just managed to keep it together. Marshall had to get off the accelerator there because, Jesus Christ, Matt Cotter wasn't. He was going around him no matter what there. He saw the opportunity and took it with both hands. And Matt Cotter is now promoted up to 15th position. And look at the gap now. He's starting to take out on Harley Marshall as we speak there. That's out to 5/10 currently. Junior Ferguson now up behind Fabian Fitness. Or did Fabian Fitness just make his way beyond him? I think he did. So Fabian now in the hot seat for the pole position in the next race. So I suspect he'd be pretty happy with that.
Yeah, he'll be happy with that because a bit of clear air and a bit of clear mind will be crucial for Fabian Fitness getting over that hangover from last night's All Blacks Rugby Union stanza on the P155. I'll give you the hot tip. He probably outdrank, I reckon, 4/10 of the pub's kegs at that stage with the beers. But Fabian Fitness in 12th, and he's about 2.5 seconds away from Brandon Schmill in front of him. But the gaggle of cars in front of him is starting to spice up a bit. We've got Stephen Marsden now hounding the back here of Brian's cousin. Brian's cousin, a 3-time millionaire at the moment, but he's going to be demoted to a 2-time millionaire if he's not quick on the anchors, because here comes an angry Stephen Marsden up the inside.
Geez.
Oh, look at that. That is incredible stuff. That was a fantastic move, but he's going to get the switchback done on him. Here's Stephen Marsden. Can he stick it fat up the inside? Both grazers giving himself each enough room there to keep themselves within the track limits. But I think Jason McFadden is going to get the whole shot there and stick it fat on the inside. What's Marsden going to do? Is McFadden going to go defensive here? Marsden's already on the attack. He can can see it up the inside. The Rangout boy versus the FUCM Racing having a good old-fashioned tussle here. Oh, sliding there from McFadden. That was some sensational stuff there, and absolutely cracking racing here by the two of them. Look at this, coming into the left-hander, sweep to the right here, off the power, onto the power late as you possibly can. Late braking there for McFadden. Stephen Marsden having a good crack here. He's wanting to get up into 8th place because that's going to promote him closer to the front of the grid at some point. Oh, McFadden's going wide, and Marsden's going to have to cut up the inside here. This could be an inside move here for Stephen Marsden. Look out. McFadden's gone defensive. He's hugged the inside line into the right, and left-hander coming up. McFadden is sticking there. Jason is doing everything he possibly can here. Stephen Marsden figuring around the outside and gone bang. Trailer Park Girl style there for Stephen Marsden. Takes it up the inside and the outside around the right-hander coming our way. And he has got P7 done and dusted there on McFadden. The Volvo compatriots having a field day out there for 7th and 8th.
Yeah, those guys giving each other plenty of room, but racing as hard as you want as well. Great to see here on the channel, here at Sensational TV, as Marsden just starts to disappear, tries to get a little bit of slipstream off the blue flag. I don't know if that was the smartest idea that Marsden's had, but he doesn't make contact. Thankfully, that's Braden Moore, one of our new drivers there in the Spotify livery. I'm sure we'll see plenty of him in the coming weeks once he gets used to driving these highly powered V8 supercars with no assists. Thank you very much. These are not GT3 cars here, ladies and gentlemen. These are the real deal. These are the purity of motor racing, ladies and gentlemen. No ABS, no TCR. All the skill comes down to the person sitting in the chair. So that's what we like to see here on the channel. Pure racing. And none of that GT3 bullshit. But looking down the field, Shawnee Mitchell here, one of the prodigies of our co-commentator here, Zach O'Reilly, taken under his wing here with a little bit of driver training. We'll see how he's going here at the moment. We're going to ride on board. He's got Andrew Ferguson in front of him on a set of super softs, so we'll probably say goodbye to Andrew Ferguson in the next few corners. But Shawnee Mitchell doing well up there in 21st position.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's doing 206 threes, and he's not going to do it that way, Tokyo Drift style. Mate, we're in Malaysia, not Japan. Get back on the power early, son. And he's doing it again, and he's trying to make his way around the corner, but Shawnee Mitchell will be up there at some stage this year or next year. I guarantee you that. A prodigy of myself coming your way here at the moment. And also, his poor old Bill Cosmarica sitting down there in 24th. He came a proper with all the battling that happened at the front of the field. So look out for those two sometime in season 13 coming your way here. But we'll find out what's going to happen, because I'll tell you what, we're also going to find out, Chris. James Claypole within 1.1 seconds here of Scotty Garrick. Oh. And that gap was about 8 or 9 seconds at some stage. And James Claypole on those set of super softs now, they'll be singing to the high heavens. Has he got enough time here with 3 laps to go before those set of super softs come off song? I'm not too sure, but he's definitely under braking. Very, very strong here compared to Scotty Garrick. Scotty Garrick is on the set of soft tyres here. James Claypole just showing evidence there of those super softs coming a little bit proper in the rear end, just sliding his way through turn 2 into the dipping left-hander. And here we are, turn 3. Coming into turn 4, the Iron Rod, the specialist at race strategy department. He sooks and complains and moans and carries on all bloody week about his car. Every day is a different driver, but he somehow puts it together in a race, and there'll be nothing to complain about here for the Iron Rod at the moment. He may be having try his first drink of whiskey, just being 18 years old at this stage after the race. If he can get a podium here for race 2, he's all over the back here of Scotty Garrick. 0.4 of a second, 0.3 of a second now. It's surely on like Donkey Kong here by the time the lap ends.
Yeah, absolutely. We can see those super softs have still got the advantage of the grip in a straight line, and perhaps around the turns as well. So this being this track, there's a lot of sort of mid to high speed turns where the downforce and the extra grip added with those super softs is going to really be an advantage there for James Claypole as we ride on board with him at the moment. Oh, no, we don't. Hit the right button, we will. There we go. We're going to ride on board with James Claypole at the moment, coming around to the final sector of this beautiful racetrack, one of my favourites in the world. It's a very technical circuit as well. James Claypole slides it up the inside there on the second last turn and gets the power down pretty well, but he's got his hands full here because Scotty Garrick has returned serve around the outside. But look at the straight line pace there of that FGX Falcon. It's just nosing in front. By the time we get into this braking zone, he'll be probably about a car length in front. He's going to look for maybe a little bit of a switchback here. He does. He's going to get an absolute slingshot out of the final turn. There'll be nothing much that Scott Garrick can say here. Claypole just gets clear of him at the moment. Doesn't want to be run wide, but geez, that Volvo's got some straight line poke as well. So he's going to be there in the braking zone when you come into turn one. There goes Scotty Garrick just shooting it down the inside as well. Maybe going a little bit wide and just leaving the door open. There goes Claypole up into third position.
Yeah, there we go. That's the rate of attrition there for poor old James Claypole, loving every bit of that momentum that he had on the set of super soft tyres. Scotty Garrick overshooting it, and that's what happens when you're on a dead set of tyres there, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, that is a sensational drive here from James Claypole at this point in time. All sorts of trouble there at the start. Find himself back up into 8th position here between when he was on the soft tyre, and now that sensational strategy has just come into play here for him, and also his teammate Brandon Pierce in 6th position as well on the set of super softs. A lot of clear track behind in front of Brandon Pierce as well. I haven't called his name tonight enough, the magician, putting his magic tricks onto James Claypole and coming out a proper here. Look out for everyone else. These guys at the back, Harley Marshall, Schmerley and Fergo are having a good crack as well. But Nielsen and Fergus and Harley Marshall side by side here coming into turn 2. Look out for these guys. Have a look at this. This is fantastic battling there. Harley Marshall just getting enough car width out of the way of Ryan Nielsen. Falcon versus Commodore. This is going to be a rate of attrition here at the moment. What's Nielsen going to do? Trying to go up the inside here. Who's going to be latest on the anchors? None of them. They're at the same time. But Harley Marshall sliding it in. Bit of locking brakes there from Ryan Nielsen too. That was sensational control from both of them. And they live to fight another day around another corner. Only half a second difference between the Nielsen, the funeral director, and Harley Marshall, the copper himself, having a good crack here. And I reckon with this to mean the final lap of the race, ladies and gentlemen, it's all come down to this. Alex McEwen has just crossed the finish line, so we are on the penultimate lap here for these guys back here in the field. One more to go. Who's going to come out on top?
Yeah, absolutely. It's anyone's guess. And back here, we've got a nice little three-way battle as well. Cook, Ferguson, and Munro kicking it out there for 17th position. It's a three-way. Here goes Ferguson up the inside. Jeez, that was ambitious. That was very ambitious. He decides to get out of the throttle, and probably rightly so as well. Matt Munro covers the inside. He's got Cook up the inside, trying to hound him. Ferguson just waiting for some of the crumbs to fall off the table. He's got plenty of pace, this Ferguson. I don't know why he's back down there in 18th position. He must have come a cropper, but just watching the field now, Andrew Ferguson just hounding the outside. Alex McEwen, however, is about halfway around the final lap, keeping an eye on this. But look at this, the two orange cars going side by side here through the second final turn. Andrew, God damn, so many A names. Ferguson gets the better of Munro and goes into 17th position. Thank you very much. Hayden Cook now all over the back of Munro. Those old softs are really starting to struggle here under the pressure as well. Here goes Cook up the inside. Matt Munro locks him up and just takes out Ferguson. That's not very good at all. Oh, Fergo will be absolutely pissed about that, but it looks like Munro is redressing that position. He is very good to see. Hayden Cook takes 17th position, but the man of the moment is Alex McEwen. He's out. He's almost got a 10-second lead now coming into the final turn. He's not set a foot wrong all day. The strategy calls in this garage here for Project 4 are just miles ahead of the other teams, to be fair. No, I think that's all showing off there for the camera is Alex McEwen just trying to get it as sideways as possible for the viewers at home, and he salutes with a big sideways moment. But Alex McEwen, the winner of race 2, Project 4, are on fire, because here comes Nick Mello, just only about 8.5 seconds behind, takes out second position. James Claypole waiting for him to round the final turn here and take out the top 3. For the second time, I think that's his podium. He's on fire this season.
He is, very much so. And look out, Scotty Garrick. Absolutely cracking drive there by Scotty Garrick too, Chris. You've just got to give it to him.
Yeah.
He hung it out fat and dry there at the end and was just hoping that Claypole couldn't get around him. But a bit of a flash of lights there we saw there by Scotty Garrick to say thank you to James Claypole. That was fair and hard racing by the both of them.
Fantastic.
That's how you want to see it, ladies and gentlemen. Clayton Pines crossed the line as well. In 5th place, he had everything in front of him. And he nearly came a proper, but managed to get back in front of everyone else. Brandon Pearce, 6th place as well. Stephen Marsden, gallant, 7th place after all the trials and tribulations for him at the start of the race. McFadden is now a 2-time millionaire in 8th, cracking drive from him. Matt Cotter inside the top 10. Happy days for Matt Cotter. We love that here in the commentary box. We love seeing him perform. All the odds are against him. And then Lachlan Grant finishing in the 10th place here as well. With Jack Ferguson, Fabian Fitness will be your 11th place getters, and the pole position and 2nd place getter for race 3 and the final one coming our way very shortly.
He'll be absolutely pumped with that. Fitness has got the upper hand for the coming race here in number 3. Brandon Schmell. Sorry, no, it is Bradley Schmell. Jesus, just read it. 3.29 there for AC Karting there. Schmell in 13th. Harley Marshall coming in 14th position. Ryan Nielsen, plenty of battles. Geez, he had his hands full this race. Andre Elliott in 16th. Hayden Cook, the chef, cooking up some goodness there in 17th position. Ferguson in 18th. Munro with a bit of bad luck towards the end there on a dead set of softs. Just couldn't hold off those two guys on the supers behind him. Jesse Marshall, 20th position for him. Dean Hanley for Rangiart Motorsport there, the number 55 in 21st position. Rick Banachek in 22nd. We've got Mitchell and Cosmo Rikas with the windscreen. Ian O'Brien there in 25th. Braden Moore in the number 666. Yeehaw there in 26th position. Jimmy Park, DNF again, so he won't be too happy about that. But what looks like Andrew Ferguson's doing some burnout, so we're going to stick with him and enjoy the rest of these smoky moments here, brought to you by the number 31.
Yeah, very well done there. On the grand scheme of things for all of our races, Ferguson just doing his best celebration there for a top 20. Not where he wants to be.
I don't think he'd be too pleased with it.
No, he won't be at all. But nonetheless, cracking racing by everyone around. That is the longest race of the night. We've got a 14-lapper coming our way here for the final event. Excuse me. At Sensational TV tonight. Just getting some shape stuck in my throat as I speak. And that is going to be a cracking drive here by everyone. But look at that podium. We have got Alex McEwen, Nick Mallow, and then the Iron Rod in third place for the final longest race of the night, with race 3 coming our way shortly, Chris. Well, I think we need some predictions in the chat. We've had the Malaysian Marvel as well chime in and say, sorry he couldn't come. He's got an exam for uni and it just happens to be during his home race. So the poor bastard just sitting there in his 1 by 2 metre house with maybe the kitchen and the bed sitting there in Malaysia. Just ruining the day that he could possibly get onto the rig and maybe unpack it from the top floor of his bunk bed. But we'll see you next time, Malaysian Marvel. Don't you worry about that. We'll be back here in a couple of moments, I reckon. Chris Munro, you take it away, my friend. We are back sort of soon.
Yeah, we'll be back soon, ladies and gentlemen. But what we want to see out of these guys in the chat is some sort of prediction, because we're starting to build up. Yeah. We're starting to build up a little backlog of viewers that we owe a sensational prize pack to. And I'll tell you what, it'll come one day. It may not be this year, it may not be next year, but one day, ladies and gentlemen, you will receive your sensational prize pack. We're still undecided on what that might be, but maybe a box of sand, if everyone's happy with that. We might be able to ship that out to you direct. But we've got 14 laps coming up in the third race, and it is a top 12, so top 12 reverse grid. So we've got Fabian Fitness off the front row with Jack Ferguson on his outside, Lachlan Grant behind him with Matt Cotter, and behind them will be McFadden and Marshall, Pearce and Pine, Garrick and Claypole, Mello and McEwen, making his way through the field there from 12th position. Keep an eye on those Project 4 boys, because they are pretty handy. And I tell you what, else is pretty handy, a refill of a drink and a nice big bowl of popcorn to get you settled off for the last race for the Sunday night here on AK Racing's, not Wednesday Cup, it's the Sunday night. It's the V8 Supercars here on Sensational TV. Don't go away. We will be back very shortly with race 3.
We sang all night, we struck our pipes. We came around to find a mark, decided we're not giving up. We danced till dawn, till trouble make us born. But all in all, we had our fun. Let's start again, let's be run. You told me words that I live by. You said lie, either laugh or cry. I'm not much without you, just me, myself, and I. Not much without my partner in crime. We chase the sun despite things going wrong. And in your hand you held the wine, the cheapest bottle we could find. We said we should soar as far as we could, to watch the stars greet everyone. And reminisce the things we've done. Oh, you got my back, and I'm always in yours. Let's never stop running. I'm climbing through the I'm not much without you, just be myself and I. Not much without my partner in
Wake up staring at the ceiling. Never wake up with one of those feelings. Gotta get out, spit some gravel. It's all about the road less traveled.
Good evening, ladies and gents. Went down trackside here for race 3. It's the top 12 reverse grid, so we got Fitness and Ferguson off the front row. Lockie Grant with Matt Cotter in behind him. Watch out for him, ladies and gents. He's going to be diving up the inside, whether it be turn 1, whether it be turn 4. You just wait. We've got McFadden and Marsden behind him with Pierce and Pine. Scotty Garrick's yet to make his way into the server. Claypole,
Hurry up.
Mello, McEwen, Schmerl, Marshall of the Harley variety. Ryan Nelson with Andre Elliott, Hayden Cook, Andrew Ferguson back there in 19th. Matt Munro yet to make his way into the server. Marshall, Hanley, Banachek, Mitchell, Cosmarikas, Ian O'Brien, and a few others that are yet to make their way into the server. We've got a minute and 20 to go, Zach O'Reilly. Where are they?
Yeah, look out. Oh, well, I'll tell you what, they better hurry up wherever they are. Don't need to go to the Himalayas and back between rounds, that's for sure. And we'll see what happens. Matt Munro better get on quick start. I hope to God he's charged his VR headset. If that's happened 2 weeks in a row at the Wednesday Cup versus now, I will literally go and steal his car when I come up next time and take it for a joyride. Yeah. And we all know which one that is here in the commentary box. But nonetheless, it is 50 seconds to go. What are we going to see? We've got Fabian Fitness in the chat saying he is going to run the softs all the way to the end.
Oh.
So a lot of pressure on the fitness man himself. He's going to have to be putting deadlifts in left, right and centre, squats, leg press, you name it. The fitness man's going to have to be all over it with softs growing all the way to the end. It's not a mandatory pit here, ladies and gentlemen, or a compound change. So going to be exciting. Nonetheless, what can we see off the pole? We've got Matt Cotter on the super softs for now. Is that going to change between now and lights out?
Well, who knows? I'd say so because these guys like to play little games there in the tyre department off the front row. But that will remain to be seen because I reckon the guys off the super softs aren't going to make it to the end. But we are about to go live here for a start in race 3. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It's Fitness and Ferguson off the front row with Marsden getting all sorts of out of shape there off the line as well. Let's see who we've got there. So Fitness has got a massive lead and he will get the whole shot into turn 1. Ferguson around the outside. Who's that? Matt Cotter under brakes very deep. Maybe turning in front of Lockie Grant there, probably getting the worst of it. There's one of the Rangiart guys. Oh, geez, Clayton Pine copping a little bit of a nudge there as well. Holy moly, these cars are very compressed there in the backfield. Marsden going wide and hitting Nick Mello as well as we see the field just shaking down to turn 4. Who's going to lead into turn 4? It's Fabian Fitness. It's Matt Cotter behind him. The two guys from Centre Defend Motorsport and an absolute gaggle of cars behind them all going into turn 4. We'll pick up a little battle back here. It's going to be Marsden here on the back. He's got Claypole in front of him. He's got Mello behind. McEwen behind and Harley Marshall up the inside. Here goes Marshall up the inside of Marsden at the moment. Gee whiz, let's get a top-down view. We can see what actually is going on. Marshall up the inside. Marsden gives him just enough room. Little bit of door banging there, but Harley Marshall has the advantage still. But these two guys side by side down into the third sector. Marsden now has the better running, and it looks like McEwen's going to try and sneak his way up the inside as well. In the background, you can see Andrew Ferguson just gives one of the Rangiart cars a whack, and around he goes. That's poor stuff there from... oh, no, there goes Marsden. He's gone as well. Poor old Stephen Marsden off the track, and Matt Cotter leads this race now.
Oh, dead set in the fair dinkum department. Poor driving standards there from everyone involved. Poor old Shawnee Mitchell got involved in that too, and so did Stephen Marsden. Dead last at the moment, and he will be spewing right up there at the moment. But look at Matt Cotter, Chris. He has galloped away to a 2.8 second lead here over his teammate Fabian Fitness. Those super soft tyres are just absolutely optimal here off the start line, and I reckon that's going to be incredible for Matt Cotter here to gain a strategical advantage here over the rest of the field. Is he going to go super soft, or is he going to just come in and maybe do a pit stop early and get back on the softs and hope that everyone else does what he did in reverse when those soft tyres decide to go off? Because Alex McEwen now in 7th place is the only guy behind Matt Cotter on the super soft tyres this far up the field. Nick Mello having a shocker of a time here in soft land as well in 11th place, and Brandon Pierce is going up the inside of Alex McEwen trying to battle these two as well. It's all happening in front as well. The pine cone's getting smashed too there by poor old Jason McFadden, and Ferguson having a good crack. Fergo is involved in that in Jack. Here comes Claypole up the inside. Look at this. This is all sideways there for Claypole. He's side by side with Jack Ferguson. The rate of attrition here for the teenagers is on like Donkey Kong. Andre Elliott somewhere down the field missing out on all this because his teammate Jason McFadden is having a field day at the moment. Here comes Clayton Pine. The pine cone is having a good crack at Fabian Fitness as well. McFadden clear. Claypole is also clear, and McEwen on the set of super softs is looking to get that apex speed done here on James Claypole. He's got the job done here, surely. Braking down into third gear, slaps it in. Fabian Fitness, and pine cone, and no, McFadden's in. Joe Ferguson's in the back. Marshall brothers have got through. Harley Marshall on the super soft tyres got past Alex McEwen as well. It is all happening here. That's a pain. Marshall brothers in a potential podium place here for now. Ronald Marshall will be absolutely singing to the high heels, crack a bottle of champagne already. And these guys are absolutely having a cracking battle. Poor old Andrew Ferguson finds himself down in 13th in the fight of his life there with Elliott, Pine, Ferguson in the younger one, and Nielsen too.
What an absolute cackle of cars. They all came together there, and there's still just a massive battle pack there, down from McEwen all the way down to maybe Jesse Marshall there in 15th. So we can see they're just nose to tail all the way. Here goes Elliott, just gives Ferguson a whack as well. Rangiart cars around, Pine's around.
Pine's around.
That's absolutely disastrous there for both of those guys. Oh, man. Oh, no. And they're trying to get back on the circuit. It's all getting ugly. Now we're going to step away because we don't want to see that sort of thing. Harley Marshall, in the meantime, has taken advantage of all of this, and he's up into 4th position. That's great stuff there from MBR. Finally, some good luck for him. But he's got McEwen all over the back of him now and up the side too, coming down into turn 1. They bang door handles, as is the status quo here at Sepang so far. Holy moly, they'll go down together into turn 2, bumping and shoving as we do in Rome here. Holy moly, it's all happening. We're going to watch the field come streaking through here at turn 3. There's a fair few gaps opening up. We're going to see where everyone sort of came out. It looks like Matt Munro is a DNF. He must have got tangled up in the rubbish there that happened with a few cars coming together. But these two are 2x2 here now. That's Fabian Fitness getting hounded by James Claypole up the inside. Geez, there's almost some contact there as well. Gee whiz, Fabian Fitness doing his best, but he's about to get swallowed up by Claypole, and that looks like Mello as well. Sorry, McEwen, should I say. Where is Nick Mello, by the way? I can't see him anywhere. He must have got turned around. I'm looking through. No, he's there.
No, he's just behind him.
6th position there as well. We're going to ride on board with Nick Mello if we can. Where's the button? There it is. He's coming up behind Harley Marshall, who's gone from 4th down to 5th at the moment, 6th, should I say. Geez, it's all happening here. We've got only 11 laps to go.
Well, look out, it's all happening. I'll tell you what, Chris Munro, very well called there. Fabian Fitness and Alex McEwen side by side. Soft versus super softs coming into attrition here. Fabian takes the advantageous. So it's a switch back here for Alex McEwen. Now, Harley Marshall's getting in on this battle pack as well. He's sticking up the crumb. He's trying to go up the inside of Fabian Fitness. He's touched, and he's going to touch himself with Alex McEwen. Harley Marshall, what are you doing? And here comes Nick Mello, straight through the middle. Absolutely fantastic stuff there from Alex McEwen and Nick Mello just to get out of the way of all of that shit in front of them. And Nick Mello finds himself up into 3rd place on the set of softs. Fabian's trying to hang it out fat. He's going to go deep. He's nearly contacted the back of Nick Mello there as well. Marshall has got himself in the 4th. Alex McEwen on the inside of Marshall there on the final turn. Is going to be on the outside for the next corner coming up. Project 4 are in all sorts of battling here at the moment. These guys are shitting themselves, I guarantee you that. They're looking at each other going, please don't take one another out, for goodness sake. I want to keep up and get it all happening. Nick Mello's ran wide there on the set of softs as well. And here comes Harley Marshall, apex speed, a proper. Alex McEwen, though, will be on the blower to Nick Mello saying, mate, Harley Marshall is on the set of supers. Look out for him. He's going to late dive underneath anywhere you possibly can. He has had a shit of a night as Harley Marshall, and he will be wanting to get into the podium positions. You'll be seeing the red mist concur right in front of him, and poor old Nick Mello.
Yeah, the red mist is starting to descend here in race 3. It's a shorter race than race 2, so it gets the blood pumping absolutely. Ryan Nielsen right in the thick of it there. He's got Brandon Pierce just cutting across his nose while they watch Lachlan Grant and Fabian Fitness battle it out here through the S's, and Lachlan Grant's going to get the better of that battle. And look at this, Brandon Pierce is going to decide to get involved as well. The 2 FGX Falcons side by side. There goes Pierce up into 7th position, but a little bit of contact between Nielsen and Fitness as well. Geez, they're all getting involved. We're going to ride on board with Ryan Nelson because, Jesus Christ, it's all happening. There's Jay Ferguson around the outside. So they're going to make contact. There goes Fabian Fitness across the track. It's Junior Ferguson, but Senior Ferguson is going to hang it fat around the outside now as well. They're all getting it together, and the Rangiart of Hayden Cook is just watching them all do that. That's a big track cut there from Cookie. Thankfully, real penalty isn't turned on, but here goes Ferguson down the inside. He'll take that position. Thank you very much. Ryan Nielsen going to try and return serve, but it's not on for him just yet. Jeez, it's all happening here. Where to look? Oh, my God. We're going to go. Yeah, it was all there. But here goes Alex McEwen. He's up the arse of Harley Marshall, and just in front of him, his teammate is Nick Mello.
Oh, geez. Super soft versus soft. Second, third, fourth, and 5th. here at the moment. Harley Marshall just using all the braking power he possibly can. Got it locked up into the final turn. And he's trying to get a run here on Nick Mallow in the Project 4 Racing to see if he can get up the inside here for maybe a podium position move here for the Marshall Brothers Racing. Looking very hairy at the moment. Here goes Harley Marshall. Later under brakes here for Nick Mallow. Don't lock it up, son. Keep it turned into the inside. Get that apex sorted. And he does that as Harley Marshall, listening to the pro commentator and the driver trainer here as well. Knows what to do as Harley Marshall on the stream. Got beautiful stuff there. Done is Nick Mallow. He is out of that, and now he's got Alex McEwen behind him, who will probably be a bit easier on him than Harley Marshall will be at this point in time. But Alex McEwen on those set of super softs is just watching that lead dissipate in front of him. Matt Cotter, 12.2 seconds up the road already, 5 laps in. That is just absolutely taking the P155 here for Matt Cotter. Oh, we are after 8:30, are we? Yes, we are. Taking the absolute fucking piss here. Here's Matt Cotter, and here comes Nick Mallow and Alex McEwen nearly coming together. Look at that sort of stuff. Sensational racing here by everyone.
Sensational stuff here in the opening stanza of this 14-lap race. And the strategy calls are still out. The jury's still out on the strategy. Who's going to go to the end? I'll tell you what, Nick Mallow, James Claypole in the hot seat. If they can stretch those set of softs out to the 14 laps of this race, they're pretty much done and dusted, because I think a pit stop's worth a good 40 seconds at least. So these guys on the super softs, Matt Cotter, Harley Marshall, Alex McEwen, who else we got? Ryan Nielsen, the next one. They're all going to have to come in. There's no chance in hell that those super softs are going to last for 14 laps around this circuit. So I'll tell you what, the guys that started on the softs that are up there, James Claypole, his pace on the softs has been absolutely A1 all night. We were talking about it earlier in the break as well. He's just been absolutely caning it on those harder compound on the race runs. Like just he took the fastest lap of the race in that last race as well. Excuse me. But we'll keep an eye on all these strategy calls coming at you here on Sensational TV. A little bit of bumping and shoving back in the field there for Ferguson and Fitness as well. Ryan Nielsen chiming into that little battle. We're going to ride on board with him to see what he can see. He's got an FGX Falcon in front of him. The Arai painted Volvo of Junior. Oh, geez, Ryan Nielsen with the dummy as well. Goes down the inside of Fitness. Thank you very much. He's going to maybe get this job done here. He does. What a great move there from Nielsen.
Full credit, just absolutely dishing out interest rates at the moment to everyone in sundry. For absolutely sensational racing there from Nielsen. The Tickford Ford credit is looking fantastic on the field at the moment. He is on set of supers, mind you, Chris. So they're probably coming to the end of their life at the moment. But that didn't hand him from getting around Fabian Fitness on the softs there at this point in time. Cracking stuff. Can Nielsen get on the back of Jack Ferguson? We'll find out if that gap diminishes or it does not at this stage. But I'll tell you what, Matt Cotter is now losing time on James Claypole. Those soft tyres are getting better and better by the lap goes on here for James Claypole. Now only 11.5 seconds between race leader and the second place getter. But Alex McEwen and Nick Mallow are still line astern and not giving any inch to Harley Marshall there, who is also on the set of super softs as well. I reckon in the Project 4 garage, Chris, they are talking to each other saying, mate, you go ahead, Alex, get in front of him if you possibly can, punt him off if you want to in the nicest way possible, but make sure you get in front, because I'm on the softs and we'll probably be 1, 2, maybe even 3 and 4 by the time this strategical genius masterclass of a race comes into play here. Who knows what's going to happen?
Yeah, it's you got to be the oracle from the Matrix to know what's going to happen here, ladies and gentlemen. But what we are certain of is there will be more action coming your way in the next 8 laps. We're 6 done here at the moment. We're about to complete 7. Matt Cotter is your leader. Last lap around was a 2:07 flat. So the super softs are starting to die here, ladies and gentlemen. The next guy on track was James Claypole, does a 2:05.2. So about 1.8 seconds quicker on that last lap alone. So it's about time, I think, these guys on the super soft start to think about coming in to the pits this time. Nick Mallow just getting held up, I think, by his teammate now as it stands. And he's got Harley Marshall as well in front of him. Both of these guys on a dead set of super softs. Nick Mallow will be probably on the blower soon going, I think I can do better laps. Or that's my best Carlos Sainz impression there. Anyway, That's absolutely terrible. Put me in the bin. But Nick Mello be on the comms saying, come on, mate, let me have a crack at him. I'm on these super set of softs. They've still got plenty of life left in them. But you're just wearing me out here, down here in the dirty air and the hot air, just wearing out my tyres. Jesus Christ, let me loose. But obviously no team communications there between the Project 4 guys. I think it's just every man for himself out there at the moment.
We can just see the Supersoft tyres on the mid-apex of the corner have just got the pace at this lap count over the soft tyre. They just have the little bit left in them, but I think it's going to be a rate of knots here. And before Nick Mello just says, move aside, Alex, I'm going after Marshall here. He's going to come into the pit surely for a pit stop, as we saw by the chief engineer in Ronald Marshall in the chat saying double Supersoft for the Marshall brothers. So it's going to work out nicely for Harley. I reckon he'll find himself within the top 10, maybe, if he can get onto a set of another softs by the time the lap counter ticks down. But strategical masterclasses everywhere here. We've got Hayden Cook on the set of Supersofts. We've got Shawnee Mitchell on a soft. Then we've got Dean Hanley in front of him. And there goes Alex McEwen. That soft tyre is definitely coming into play now for Nick Mello. There it is. Job done there. And Nick Mello is into fourth place. He's going to go straight after Harley Marshall here in front of him. Harley should be looking in his rear vision mirror saying, no, that's enough. There's no point battling on here. I'm just going to dive into the pits. But he does not. He goes around one more time, Daft Punk style, and keeps it on the track at this point in time between himself and Nick Mello. What is the lap counter? We have got a 2:06.2 with versus a 2:05.9 with an overtake. That is some incredible pace there for Nick Mello. He is going to be on the back of Harley Marshall very, very shortly. And we're going to have to be on Matt Cotter watch, Chris, because gap is halved within a lap. It is 5.39 seconds between himself. Oh, no, Matt Cotter's in the pits.
Yep.
Whoops, I completely got that wrong. Sorry, my timing tower decided to have a hissy fit at that point in time. Matt Cotter's in the pits, now on ninth, and he's going to be on the set of Supersofts. So look out for a Matt Cotter charge late through the field here. He's got 6 laps of prime Supersofts ready to go. Where are we going to see the torpedo himself in the end of the race? Chat, give us a prediction here. Ronald Marshall hopefully doesn't have to look at his son peel down the field at a rate of knots in the next lap or two.
Yeah, I'm going to say 5th here for Matt Cotter. I think he'll be one of the only ones making a pit stop. Harley Marshall obviously has to, but the rest of the guys in front of him are probably fueled up till the end, and I think those softs are probably just about primed enough to get there for all of these guys. So James Claypole is in the hot seat now, I think, for maybe his first race victory here in the V8 Supercars. He's got Nick Mello, who's about 6.5 seconds behind him, but he's still got Harley Marshall in front of him. And for every turn that Marshall is in front on those absolutely dead set of Supersofts, it's giving the advantage to James Claypole. So Harley Marshall's doing Claypole an absolute favour at the moment by keeping Nick Mello on the leash, so to speak, at least until the end of this lap, when I predict that Harley Marshall will have to just come in and serve his pit stop to get off those tyres. As you see, he's just sliding around like a bloody Woolworths shopping trolley there at the back. He's having a hard time keeping the rears under control. As you can see, he's going to the outside here. I think he's going to just dip it into the pit lane here as he does. That releases now Nick Mello, second position, and he's got, let's see, when the timing tower adjusts, it's going to be about 6.5 seconds, 6.7 seconds now to James Claypole with 5 laps to go. Geez, he's going to have to get his wriggle on if he wants to win this race.
Oh, yeah, definitely, because that's a hell of a gap. Ladies and gentlemen, we've only got 5 to go, and that's over a second a lap difference in the mathematical department between Nick Mello and James Claypole, but I don't think he's going to get there. I honestly think James Claypole will get there and take his maiden victory here in the AK Racing department. That will be some sort of party in the Claypole household. Maybe he can try a whiskey instead of a beer. Maybe he'll get onto that instead, just hating the taste of beer as James Claypole, and maybe make a couple of phone calls to get some maps of Tasmania down to his joint, sneak it in through the back window. You never know what's going to go on there for the iron rod, and that's exactly what he will have here at the end of the race if he gets into P1, ladies and gentlemen. But I'll tell you what, Matt Cotter is making his way through the field, Chris. He's in 6th at this point in time and hounding the back of Jack Ferguson. Surely a top 5 finish here for the torpedo himself here for race 3 in the final one of the evening.
Yeah, absolutely. He'll have Ferguson's number here just on that fresh set of supers. There's not much Ferguson can do about that. Just has to watch the grey torpedo. Number 99 just goes sailing by, and he's got, I think, another 5.6 seconds to Lockie Grant up the road. So he's going to have to be at least a second faster each lap, which he may be. But it's one thing is catching up to someone, and another thing completely is passing them. So he can see Lockie Grant off there in the distance, but I think the best Matt Cotter can do is probably fourth position at best. Considering all things, all things considered, let's say that. But tell you what, James Claypole out in front. That gap has not come down in that last lap. It is still 6.7 seconds on the clock. Keep it together, James. If you're listening, just focus on getting your markers correct. Brake in the right spot. Turn in the right spot. Don't be too heavy on the throttle, and just nurse those tyres to the end, my son.
Yeah, absolutely. Bloody hell, he's on fire here as the iron rod at the moment, and I don't think himself and Brandon Pierce will be upset by the current standings at this point in time. First and third here at the moment, and they're going to have a hell of a time here catching up to Project 4 in the team standings, because Alex McEwen is down in 10th. He'll probably get 9th, maybe just 8th by the end of it, but that's going to help Project 4 in the grand scheme of things if Alex McEwen can get up there, setting the fastest lap, 2:03.1, if you don't mind. But the Monster Energy Racing is in the prime spot here. First and the third is going to help them in the team championship. That's still on like Donkey Kong for the rest of the season. Don't you worry about that, viewers at home. My goodness gracious me, it's still on. But I reckon Alex McEwen now is hounding the back here of the Pine Cone in Clayton Pine. Super soft versus soft tyre, and the hot lap expert in front has got some clear air. So in his prime position is the Pine Cone. But Alex McEwen now, look at that advantage under braking, just taking car lengths by car lengths off underneath into turn 4. And I think he's just going to sail around the outside here if he possibly can. Clayton Pine just brake checks him in the middle of the corner on the set of soft compound tyres. Excellent defensive driving there by the Pine Cone. He knows where it is. He knows it's not spring at the moment. It is spring. He's trying to flourish those Pine Cones out the drop onto the top of Alex McEwen. But look out. This is all on the Donkey Kong here for the final podium position here in the top 10. Here goes Alex McEwen. Oh, Pinecone was fully loose there. That was sensational stuff. McEwen's going to gallop around the outside. Pinecone's going up the inside trying to defend. He's not going to get the job done. Alex McEwen into 9th place. Pinecone going to have to settle for 10th. If he can keep it together in the Pinecone, Marshall behind him is 3.5 seconds on a set of super softs. That could be interesting. 5 laps to go. Who knows what's going to happen for the top 10 or maybe the top 5.
Yeah, great stuff there from McEwen. Just taking advantage of a little mistake there from Pine, and now it's just extended that gap like you wouldn't believe. So we'll check back in for him with 3 laps to go. Maybe he can come up on the back of Stephen Marsden and challenge for 8th position. But I tell you what, it's a tall order indeed. Looking back the field for AC karting entry here, the 3.29 of Brandon Schmell is up behind Ryan Nielsen here for the time being. Ryan Nielsen on a set of super softs, but I tell you what, the pace differential is pretty close between these two guys at the moment. They're pretty close on track, and they're pretty close in the times department too. Brandon Schmell just missing the apex by a little bit, but that's not going to worry him too much because Rick Banachek is up there as well, which makes this a little three-way battle at the time being. Rick Banachek there in the VF Commodore has decided to switch from the VF to from the Mercedes, should I say. I wonder if that's a technical error somewhere along the line, but we'll speak to the technicians behind the scenes before that happens. Anyway, this is a three-way battle for 14th position, ladies and gentlemen. James Claypole is out front by 6.6 seconds. That gap is not going anywhere, ladies and gents. Brandon Pierce just behind those guys as well by about 3 seconds. Matt Cotter's made his way past Lachlan Grant in the blink of an eye. I think I mustn't have seen that on the timing tower, but geez, he's on a charge. Matt Cotter up to, well, gee, where's his, can he challenge for a podium? I've written him off ages ago, but I reckon he's in for a chance here. His last lap was a 2:03.9. The last lap of Brandon Pierce was a 2:06.8, so 3 seconds the difference. On that pace, he will be up behind him by the end of this lap, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to stick on board. Actually, we're going to ride on board with Matt Cotter in the driver's seat just to check his inputs, see how smooth he is driving this car.
Let's do a hot lap mid-race here for, end of the race for Matt Cotter. let's get on board and see how he drives this ZB Commodore. If he had another 40 laps under his belt, ladies and gentlemen, this round could have been completely different for the Torpedo himself. Turns it in on the final corner. Shallow entry, but just hugs the inside apex. This is going to be insane to see. His steering wheel locked straight. Fourth gear up to 198, 200 Ks into fifth. Here we go, 240 odd into fifth. And into six, here we go. Straight away, Matt Cotter is on the blower. Brakes just after the 150 board. Second gear, tips it in. First gear as well. We just saw Brandon Pierce run completely wide. So Matt Cotter is now on the charge. The magician, he's got to get his bag of tricks out early. Dips it into second gear. Third gear now for Matt Cotter. Hugs the inside apex. Fourth gear, short shift. Fifth gear coming our way. Short gear ratio here for Matt Cotter as well. 230 into six. Downshifts into third. Second, maybe even first if he gets it. No, second gear, just points it in nicely. Doesn't get it over the rise of that right-hander. Wide entry into the sweeping left coming our way. Early apex, hugs the inside, uses the grass and a bit more of the track there as Matt Cotter gets it up and early into the ripple strip for the right-hander. Shallow exit here as well. Brandon Pierce in front, running wide. Matt Cotter not doing so. Fourth gear, third gear, dips it in earlier, off the throttle, then on the throttle to power out. 37, 38, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 190, into second, and the fifth gear, down the shifts, here we go, look at this, into the final right left-hander of the circuit that dips to the inside. Look at this gap at the moment. Matt Cotter just steering this thing beautifully. Tippy toes it on the slip angle there for fourth, down into third. Late apex here for both Matt Cotter and Brandon Pierce. Monkey see, monkey do style. Brandon Pierce is now getting a rear vision mirror full of a silver ZB Commodore. Dips it into fourth, fifth gear for the double right-hander coming our way. Brandon Pierce can see him coming. Look at this, Chris Munro, just as predicted. Matt Cotter now getting the whole shot. He's going to get an absolute suck of his life. They're on the outside here at the moment for Matt Cotter. 3 laps to go here. He's gone to the inside switchback. Pearso's not going to fight that off. He knows it's all done and dusted. Matt Cotter into the second last turn of the Sepang circuit. And the final turn now. All advantageous on the slip angle and brakes. Pearso's going to go try for a switchback here. Not going to be on. Matt Cotter into the podium position here with 2 and a bit laps to go. Brandon Pierce is not going to let him go though. Look at this side drafting down the front straightaway. Nearly hit the concrete barrier. Oh my goodness gracious me. Matt Cotter into fourth. Brandon Pierce still in third, but around the outside sweeping. Does go Matt Cotter. That super soft tyre is on song apex speed. That is it. Job done here at the moment. Unless Brandon Pierce taps him and pit manoeuvres him, doesn't do so. Wowee, Matt Cotter on the prowl here for a podium position and going to seal it here for race 3 of the night. Well done to Matt Cotter on song.
He's left his best to the very end, and what a way to finish it off too. A battle for the ages amongst these two drivers. A couple of wily old characters here in 8K Racing, but putting on a fucking good show here for the ladies and gentlemen at home. Thumbs up in the chat for that. That was absolutely unreal. And we've got our race director into the chat saying his power's gone out. So we are now commentators and race directors for the last lap of the race. But I'm sure the boys are going to keep it together, hopefully anyway, for the last lap
goodness.
and a half. Jesus Christ. It's all happened here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We've overcome all the technical difficulties we can here in the service state to give you guys some good racing, and I hope you've been entertained. Are you not entertained? Says whatever his name is in Gladiator. But here we go. There's a little bit of a battle.
Russell.
Yeah, Russell. Old Rusky Crow. He's a good man out there supporting the Rabbitohs. That's his only fault. But anyway, Ryan Nielsen right up behind Jason McFadden, the number 911 here, coming down to the third sector now. Oh, sorry, the second sector. The little, what's this, turn 6. The uphill left-hander. It's a very hard turn to navigate, but it looks like McFadden's just got enough pace here. The super softs of Ryan Nielsen are just starting to wear out. So we'll see if he can chime in with any of that. But I tell you what, James Claypole right up in front will start his final lap now.
Oh yeah, the iron rod is definitely getting hard at the moment. Harder than himself, I reckon, at this point in time. 6.7 seconds, and he's done it over the season champion, Chris Munro. The season champion from last round, Nick Mello. The guy who was basically untouchable last season. James Claypole has made himself into one of those guys at this point in time. Drive of the year for James Claypole. 2024, eat your heart out. Don't go onto the grass too early, James Claypole. Oh, my goodness gracious me. But he's gapped them anyway. 7.2 seconds now, 7.4, 7.5 seconds nearly. Jeez Louise, he's on a charge here as the iron rod. But what an absolutely sensational drive here from James Claypole. Hats off to him here. Better get off him, Chris, for the commentator curse. Let's just go back down the field. Maybe count to 30 and we'll be back up the front to celebrate him crossing the line. I'd hate for something to go wrong here for the iron rod.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't want to curse him too much, but I tell you what, I don't even think we could curse him out of this victory. He's done such a good job so far. But I tell you what, the battle's on back here for McFadden and Nielsen. Nielsen getting by McFadden just in the meantime. And but he's not going to give it up that easy. Jeez, he just locks it up there in the Rangiat number 911. Almost just centre punching the back of the FGX Falcon of Ryan Nielsen, but just opting for the outside line here around this long left-hander. There's a long way around there, a lot of time to think about where you're going to turn in for that next little kink turn. But there goes McFadden off the track as well. So he's trying to downshift and keep that car straight. But I tell you what, it's time, ladies and gentlemen. Crack out the champagne. James Claypole, it's his first time now entering the server. He's been a part of AK Racing for a few seasons now, and he's a testament of how you should stick to your craft, learn the car, learn the setups. James Claypole wins his first time in AK Racing V8 Supercars Championship.
Absolutely stellar drive there from James Claypole. Well done to the iron rod. The 18-year-old is a winner here at AK Racing. Surely one of the youngest winners, I reckon, here in the V8 Supercars.
Yeah.
I would say if we go on the AK Racing History channel. Nick Mallow, gallant second place, could not get up to the back of James Claypole, but Matt Cotter only 1.1 seconds away in the end from taking P2 off Nick Mallow. Matt Cotter, absolutely sensational drive. That's got to be driver of the day again, I reckon. For Matt Cotter. That's my vote anyway. Brandon Pierce in fourth. He'll be ruining that opportunity, but nonetheless, great drive from him. Lachlan Grant should be proud of his fifth place too. That was very, very well done by him. Alex McEwen, hoping for better, but he'll be back next round for sure in sixth place. Jack Ferguson taking the reins in the Ferguson household tonight over the old man, seventh place. Fabian Fitness in eighth. Very gallant drive considering that he's got the worst hangover of his life. Stephen Marsden, every opportunity ruined for him, but his pace was up there for sure. And the Pine Cone in Clayton Pine for 10th place. Let's say that was good by him. Kept out of everything, found himself in the top 10, and that's where he deserves to be for the evening as well, Chris Munro.
Yeah, absolutely. A little bit underwhelming, but he did. He's making way through his race prep. So his race pace is starting to get better as he goes across the grass there. Ryan Nielsen in 11th position. Jason McFadden 12th. Brandon Schmell in 13th. Hayden Cook 14th. Andrew Ferguson, very underdone tonight, in 15th position. Shawnee Mitchell there doing pretty well there for 16th position. He'll be happy with that. Rick Banachek there in 17th with Dean Hanley in 18th. Cosmo Rikas just parked it up there in 19th, probably out of fuel. Ian O'Brien, the windscreen there for the second Merc on the track, 20th position. Braden Moore in the Spotify VF 21st with Marshall, both the MBR cars out DNF. That's terrible stuff for that garage. Andre Elliott and Matt Munro are your DNFs for the evening. But I'll tell you what, I think my vote for the driver of the day has to be the man of the moment as he pulls it into pit lane here, James Claypole. I'm going to give him driver of the day. I think there's no doubt about it. Your first win in AK Racing deserves it, and here he is parked up at number one there in front of the bollards. Well done, son.
Well done, and that stellar drive. You can't take it away from James Claypole. That has been the driver of the evening. Matt Cotter, very, very close second in the drive of the evening too. Don't you worry about that. He has done sensational stuff there for himself, and we're going to have to go and get down to the winner's circle before the Iron Rod decides to piss off and start celebrating with a bottle of Jack Daniels or a Jim Beam. Let's get into that post-race interviews for sure soon. But, cracking round, Chris.
Yeah.
Absolutely cracking round. It was on for young and old there. No one had any idea what the strategies were going to be. Perfect time for to get off a super soft tyre and then onto a soft or vice versa. In every single race that we had tonight, we found out what we could do and what we can't do. It's been absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, it was a great watch all around. Very exciting stuff. Plenty of battles up and down the field. And some results that we don't normally see. So first-time race winner as well. Very exciting stuff for the channel. But I tell you what, I'm just gonna move the camera just a little bit there to catch Stephen Marsden with a nice little donut there in the background. They know where the camera is here after the race, ladies and gentlemen. Him and Brandon Pierce are both back there in the view of the winners' circle. But we're gonna go. We're going to take that attention away from Stephen Marsden now, and we're going to go to our man of the moment. It is James Claypole. He is in the chat now, ladies and gentlemen, for the post-race interviews. How does it feel? First-time winner at AK Racing's V8 Supercar Series.
Oh, it's been a long time coming, but no, I'm super stoked. Massive thank you to Pierce for all the help as well.
Yeah.
It's good to see us up there battling for the top 3. So it's a big step from where we were. So no, it's good. Bit of the waterworks may have come on, but
look out.
but no, it means a lot. It's been a long time coming. So.
Fantastic.
Well done, mate. It's been a trial and tribulation learning curve for sure, and we're as happy as you are up here in the commentary box, but we don't have crocodile tears. You've got the genuine ones coming down your face at the moment. I can tell in the background there. Absolutely sensational drive. You put it up to Nick Mallow. Nick Mallow had nothing to answer for. Your gap between himself just stayed around that 6.8 to 7 second mark once you were on equal tyres. So well done to you. And that segues me beautifully to Nick Mallow, mate. What a race tonight. Bit of up and down and sideways sort of stuff. You got your wheels sorted out. Tell us how you felt coming into the round with that last minute hiccup.
It wasn't really a last minute hiccup. It's been all week, so I've essentially done no practice with a normal feeling wheel, but I did log plenty of laps to learn the track, I guess. So then once I got my wheel sorted, maybe 10 minutes before qualifying, it fell into place pretty quick for me. But yeah, no, it's really rough and tumble in the mid pack there. So I lost a lot of ground trying to get through that at the start. But then huge props to the Iron Rod himself. He held the margin after I cleared the traffic. And yeah, massive congrats on your first win, mate.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it.
Look at that. We've got camaraderie. We've got everything here at AK Racing and Sensational TV. Chris, you've got all the questions for our man, Matt Cotter, because that guy has just come from absolutely nowhere. Probably wishing he did another 40 laps, I reckon, in practice, because it's come out on top for him. But far away, old son.
Yeah. We've got. We were speculating up here in the commentary box about how much you had practiced during the last fortnight, Matt Cotter, and I think the results in qualifying sort of spoke for themselves. Were you a little bit undercooked coming into this round?
Oh, I wouldn't say undercooked. I'd say not even hitting the deep fryer or anything. Yeah.
He's raw. So there was you come in knowing the track at all, or was it all just done in the last hour of free practice this afternoon?
No, I did some practice last night, so the night before, and realised I was half stuffed, and then jumped on an hour or two beforehand and went, yep, I'm screwed for tonight, so we'll just see what happens. Well,
a testament to your tenacity and ability in the driver's seat of a V8 supercar. Anyway, as we saw, as we predicted as well, we knew you were undercooked, but by race 3, you probably had enough practice under your belt to get a result out of that car, and you certainly did. Hot lap after hot lap towards the end. It was a qualifying fest to chase down. I think it was Lockie Grant and Pearso there for the final step of the podium. So it was a menacing drive there at the end from Matt Cotter.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris, and I agree, Matt. It's hard to come into a race when you've not even hit the deep fryer. I'll give you the hot tip, especially around a track as technical as Sepang is. It looks pretty simple, and you just got to hold the wheel left here, got to hold the wheel right there, just get it dipped in. But it's a very, very technical track, and it's a credit to all of you drivers here on the podium tonight. You've done sensationally well, and it's just a rate of attrition by the end of the night. The cream rises to the top, and tell you what, there's no better cream at the moment than what is coming out of James's iron rod at the point in time. I reckon he will be all on like Donkey Kong at this point in time. Go and celebrate it, Claypole. It's ready to go. But well done, Nick Mallow, and well done, Matt Cotter. I'll tell you what, Matt, that ZB is not as slow as you think it is, old son. Let's keep it up for the next couple of rounds going through. Nick Mallow, well done. And I think at this point in time, Project 4 has galloped out to a bit of a lead in the team championship. So hats off to Project 4 with the teamwork over the round tonight. And Matt Cotter, you got to get Fabian back on the groove, mate. You just got to get him in there, son, and maybe switch him over to the ZB. You found it. That's where he wants to be. What do you reckon?
No, he's comfortable on the Ford. He's doing pretty darn good in what he's given and my minimal help. So yeah, he's doing well.
Nah, excellent stuff. I'm loving it. Well done, boys. Keep it safe, keep it mean, keep it clean. Our next round, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute rip snorter coming your way. I'll tell you what, when it comes to calendars and you think about where we're going, we are off to New Zealand. We're at Pukekohe. An absolutely sensational track. Never fails. One of Chris Munro's favourites. You can hear him. He's doing an iron rod in the background there at the excitement in 2 weeks' time. But I reckon you boys here in the podium will probably just have a sneaky bit of confidence coming into your mindset at the moment. But that's where we are for round 6, Chris Munro. What do you reckon?
Oh, I can't wait. That's one of the best tracks getting around. It takes me back. It was the first time me and you battled it out on track, mano e mano too. Takes me back a few seasons. That was a battle for the ages as well. So it's a shame that Sensational wasn't around to cover the action then. But hopefully these boys can put up something that's half resembling all the action that took place at that time. But yeah, I'll tell you what, 2 weeks away, Pukekohe, I am rock hard for that one.
Yeah, rock hard for that. And we're rock hard at Sensational TV. We are not going anywhere. We have got that round coming up. But prior to that will be a new season of the Wednesday Cup, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around here for Sensational TV and AK Racing. New cars will be announced on the Discord as well, coming your way soon. Not next week, but the week after on Wednesday we'll be there. And then only about 4 days later, we'll be back here at Sensational TV for a absolutely sensational race around Pukekohe in these magnificent V8 supercars. But for now, I think it's time to give it away, Chris Munro. I think we're ready and done and dusted. You take it away, my friend.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast. It's been as fun as ever. Don't forget to like and subscribe the channel. We are on the road to 500 here on the channel, so every little click goes a long way. I hope you all enjoyed the coverage tonight. It's been it's one of the best rounds that we've covered for quite some time. The driving standards has been A1, and all the action even better. So everyone out there, make sure you click that bell to get subscribed for the next time we go live, which will be no, it won't be the Wednesday Cup because that's done. It might be
it will be.
It will be. We'll be back for the first round of the Wednesday Cup, possibly next week.
Week
after that. If not, it'll be Pukekohe. But keep your ears to the ground because we'll be back with all the action down here on track at AK Racing. So it's time to bid you all farewell. My name is Chris Munro, and my co-commentator is always Zach O'Reilly. Puts the O in O'Reilly, by the way. And it's been an absolute pleasure bringing you all the action here. And we'll see you next time. Thank you very much.
Love yous.